Hey everybody, this is our episode about Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw, one of the great movie titles. We love it. It just rolls right off the tongue. It's right up there with Ballistic, X versus Sever. Will Luke Hobbs and Deckard Shaw, that rascal, that roustabout, will they find a way to get along, to work together to save the end of the world? To save the world. You'll have to watch the movie and or listen to this episode to find out. We have a long discussion about Hobbs and Shaw and a long history segment that mostly is concerned with the hot, messy drama of the feud between Vin Diesel and The Rock that led to The Rock getting his own standalone movie series outside of the Fast and the Furious. We go all into that hot gossip. If you're here for the messy drama, great. If you don't care about it, look in the episode description. It'll show you where the movie discussion starts and you just skip to that part. But we got it all for you, folks. And it starts right now after our theme song, which is here. Play the music.
I got sucked into Jumanji. I had fun with Hobbs and Shaw. I was the Scorpion King and the Tooth Fairy, and in the all-time classic Walking Tall. Well, you all love Black Adam. Never forget your Jungle Cruise. I was in Hercules and the Fast series. I'm pretty sure I was in G.I. Joe too.
Me and my best friend Ryan Reynolds helped Moana with her boat. I was the Hasselhoff in Baywatch, but I didn't really get the joke. Turns out I'm a jabroni and my career's in a free fall. Nothing I do is working. I wonder where it all went wrong.
The Rock is in a hard place. The Rock,
A demolition family.
The Rock is in a hard place.
Dwayne Johnson has a sad face.
So we made the exchange on podcast.
Talking Dwayne Johnson for the summer weeks
We're dropping the album.
and raising the eyebrows. Temporary low-bearing
Hello and welcome to Load Bearing Beams, to our penultimate episode in our Summer of Rock mini series. I'm Matt Stokes.
And I'm Laci Roth, his beloved
My
wife.
better half. But we're always bickering and we have just lightning electric chemistry. I'm like, oh, you've got a small dick. And you're like, oh yeah, you're a some bitch. And then I do a lot of this.
Told you. I don't know if that's the right way.
And this is just the kind of stuff that's all over the film Fast and Furious
Yes.
presents
Witty
Hobbs
repartee.
and Shaw. What's your favorite movie that presents another movie?
Oh, interesting. I wouldn't pretend to know.
The Muppets Take Manhattan presents
Can I
Animal
count?
Farm.
Can I count Thanksgiving because Eli Roth's fake movie trailer is in the beginning of Grindhouse?
Well, was Thanksgiving called Hostile Grindhouse presents? Oh, Grindhouse did present Death Proof and the other one, Planet Terror.
Why not present it?
Grindhouse presents Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
So there we go. We have a definitive answer.
I'm sure.
That's your favorite
We don't
one.
need to look it up. I'm right.
Second favorite is Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh.
And listen, people love the Fast and Furious franchise. I'm a big fan. See our Fast 5 episode for our thoughts on the Fast
I enjoy 'em.
franchise. And I fully despise this movie.
I don't remember a time when you hated something more on the telly.
Yeah,
I don't know if you made it better for me because it was kind of entertaining, or if I had zero chance of enjoying this movie because I'd be a fool. Just judging by the look on your face, like just pure wonderment of how bad it was.
I was reacting like how you react to
Yes.
movies, which is a lot of physical, just very physically.
So physical.
Laci's a very physical person. I'm more of a man in a computer, brain in a vat.
Yeah, you're stoic. You sit there. I can't usually read. I don't know till after sometimes did you really like something when I'm with bated breath watching your every flinch to see if you like one of my movies. But this was very visceral for you, this experience.
I hated so much of no one acquits themselves well in this movie. Everyone, I have less respect for everyone involved with it. Even Idris Elba and Vanessa Kirby.
They couldn't have known, right? It sounded like you put Jason Statham in anything and you're like, that's got a chance.
He's the only one who I'm like, you're fine. Jason, you're fine. Because Jason Statham is always...
He's consistent.
Because he has no range, and that's okay. You know, that's...
But he's not pretending to have any range either. He is so locked in on what it is that makes him work and what is awesome about every character he plays. And he's not fixing what is not broke. Where The Rock seems to still be kind of troubleshooting, but keeps landing back on what I'll call zero Rock 30.
Rock 30, which is we landed on something last time when we were doing our history. We dove into him doing his career reboot in 2011, which was the turning point for him. And you picked up on something that I kind of missed, is he said he felt like he wasn't authentic with the roles he was taking.
Which he literally meant he didn't feel like himself when he was playing another person.
Yes, exactly.
Which is odd. And to him...
Because you're acting!
Well, also, I think maybe his whole life he's been acting as The Rock. I don't think there's a distinguishable... He thinks he is supposed to act this larger-than-life, strong, unflinching, yet soft and caring as a teddy bear, protector of the world. And that is who he gets to be. And if a movie's going to show him that he could be slightly different and then he kind of like relates to those feelings, that is going to crush a fragile ego and sense of self.
And as we keep hammering home, those are his best performances. Are probably the ones that psychologically affected him. Pain and Gain, Southland Tales, even Central Intelligence.
He's kind of reminds me of like a I never can pull these two terms together when I want them. Altruism. Something altruism.
Effective altruism?
Yes, he's kind of having like a misfire here where like he thinks he can like pinpoint exactly where all of his efforts would be the most benefit, where he is just prime him. He's like pulling in all of his praise over his life and all the applause. And what is it? It's this guy. And I can just put this guy in anything and it'll just take off. And that's not what that people who love movies don't want the same thing over and over. If it's not even confident, if you're not even pulling it off, you can't take wrestling Rock and put him in a movie and that be good every fucking time, because you have to bounce off of different people.
But he's not. He is in no way wrestling Rock, and hasn't been for a long time. Yeah. Because
I think
like
I don't
you
know
said,
wrestling Rock enough.
But like just imagine like The Rock though is a character, and you're like, oh, that's The Rock. We're talking about Dwayne Johnson, who's a real guy. Just to back up, effective altruism is the thing where billionaires are like, here's my philosophy. I make as much money as I possibly can via capitalism, which totally won't harm anyone and actually creates all the problems that I'm trying to solve. I'll make so much money, and then with my virtuousness and my brilliance, I will hone in on the actual problems and use my genius to fix them.
I realize now where I was making the comparison. I went a little off the rails. He is so overconfident in his ability to do anything he wants to do, any kind of industry he wants to work in, that he thought acting would be easy and that he could do it his way. Like he thinks everyone else is just, method acting and thinking of stuff to make you cry and crying in a movie. Like, I don't do any of that. It's like, yeah, but you should. So maybe you shouldn't have jumped into this thing of trying to be like a movie star if you weren't willing to do the work. He wants to hop around from pond to pond and be a big fish in every one of them, and you can't. You have to have some respect in the pond.
What's maddening about it is that, yeah, I'm sure we have a long section on his relationship with Vin Diesel. And I can tell Vin Diesel's like artsiness annoys The Rock. Mm-hmm. Okay, I get it. However, one, you're also a fucking theater kid, Dwayne. Come on. That's all wrestling is.
But he's not allowed to be.
But you're good at it if you just allowed yourself to be.
But his parents, whatever is around him, I don't know what it is. Is it his ex-wife, now manager, whatever? There's something that is not letting him just be who he is. And it will make him go 100 miles an hour for the rest of his life until he's dead.
That's what I wanted to ask you, though. and as part of this long preamble before we get into the movie. He said, I felt like I wasn't authentic. And as we've sort of tracked it, we're now in the phase where he's only playing himself. And even the version of Luke Hobbs we see here seems to have nothing to do with the Luke Hobbs we saw 8 years ago in Fast 5.
Oh, had 8 years gone by?
Yes. And he's played him over like 5 movies, and the character has just dropped all trappings of not being Dwayne Johnson. So he just wants to play himself. He's like, he just wants to like have his stacks of pancakes and just, there's no difference. However, Dwayne Johnson is not a person. I think that Dwayne Johnson is as much a character as The Rock, because it just seems like a collection of traits. What is Dwayne Johnson? He's a man who likes pickup trucks and fishing and tequila.
Dropping the G's off of words.
Saying some bitch.
Some bitch.
And I don't buy a second of it. And the only thing I know that he likes is binge eating. That's the only thing I am convinced he actually likes. Kissing women, no thanks.
No.
Driving a pickup truck, I don't buy it. Eating lots of junk food, I do buy that, because you're always posting about it and it always works your way into movies and you have a very strange relationship with it.
This deep into his career, I must say, I was shocked for the eyebrow to get not just for the eyebrow to happen, but for it to have its own moment. And for his kid to also need to do it too. It's like he was really like, hey, you guys remember the hits? And it's like, whoa, that seems so insecure. There's no way a producer was like, or a director was like, make sure the people's eyebrow gets into Hobbs and shit. It's like, we got it.
And for it to just grind everything to a halt so that we can just linger with it.
Right. That's what I mean. It wasn't snuck in. It wasn't a quick natural moment. It was a whole fucking thing. And the way he talks about parenting in his unhinged, neurotic posts on LinkedIn in real life are that's where he should be, honestly. Business brain guy, sorry, are the way he talks and acts like a parent in movies. It's very like, here's what I think a dad does. You call me daddy and you're my little girl and my little sweetheart, and I'm going to take care of you. And having just a brief talk with a 9-year-old child about how you're going to go save the world, and they're not going to cry and they're not going to ask more questions, and he probably just lets his actual kids know with a quick post that he will be gone for 6 months.
Oh, see, I think this easiest parenting is I have breakfast with my daughter in a diner every 6 months for 25 minutes. I look at her homework. You doing good in school? Good.
Yeah.
School education. I always say this. Write this down, honey. Education is key. And then we have a secret handshake, and then I send her away to her handlers.
Right. And because I'm out there saving the world, actually, I'm a movie star on Baywatch and on Fast 5 for 6 months. I'm going to go save the world, honey, for 6 months. I'll be back for pancakes. He thinks that's enough. Mm-hmm. He thinks he is saving the world. What are they going to do without The Rock?
Everything.
I'm sorry. His political post has me convinced he does think America or the world really needs him to be guiding us, or for him not to, don't divide us, Rock. You're what keeps us together. You're the glue.
And we said last week he's going to fail as a politician.
Because he will find out how little he matters.
But he does have the soul of a politician, because the only reason to want to become president is because you have a personality disorder.
True.
Because you can't do good as president. You can only do evil. But if you need validation so badly, this is the only position you can actually chase.
True. You can be a late night TV host. I'm telling you.
Yes, I agree.
All they get are tons of people who are desperate to market their latest thing and to not be made fun of by the funny man sitting in the chair with the cards. So they come out and they are so fucking nice. People do not give the host of late night TV shows shit on the regular. They just smile. They have a little skit. They show off whatever
because they need you, because they're there to promote,
and they need you, exactly. And you are there 5 nights a fucking week. Mm-hmm. That's insane.
You're on the television every night. You live with people. This also would have been the perfect career for Donald Trump. But because presidents can only do evil, anybody who actually wants to do good would not pursue that career. But people who are deluded enough to think well, I'm so good that if I do that job, I'll be doing good for the world. So that's the delusion.
Right. As if they don't walk through the door and are then downloaded with every single secret and limitation and handshake and red tape that they didn't know existed, because why would you until you have the right clearance or the right levers of power? Veep has really fucking pilled me.
But
watching
even
Veep right now is
Veep is great, and I think Veep does a good job of showing how hollow. But it just you have to be a narcissist and have this pathology where you don't actually believe in anything. The only reason you want to be there is because it's the thing that will salve your soul.
You're so out of touch, right? Like you have to be out of touch. Otherwise the empathy would just like consume you.
But even Veep makes it seem a little too human. I think the real thing is it's just an algorithm. You just go in and realize, oh, there's no decisions. Nobody's making decisions anywhere.
Right.
This is all running by itself.
I'm making appearances and then I go home.
We give people the appearance of human beings in control of the system. They're not.
I literally mean, though, their job is like they're sitting in their office and like watching one of those desk duck things dip its head and then someone's like, okay, cue Senator Ryan or whatever. And they run onto the CNN camera's view and I disagree. And then they go back and like, it's all theater and they're not actually, they're just the face of it.
Right.
They're being given the script, whether they want to do the plot or not.
So
politics. All right. Should we talk some Hobbs and Shaw?
Just one more thing.
This is the episode where you're going to tell me about Vin Diesel, right?
Yes, absolutely. So where we're in this portion of his career where he's only playing himself. And in 2017, The Fate of the Furious comes out. And there's just a handful of scenes between him and Jason Statham. And I think people did genuinely respond well to the two of them. Like, they're fun together.
They are.
But what was coming out from the studio and the producers was their chemistry. There's nothing like it. We have to get them in their own movie. Watching the extras on the DVD, that's all anybody was talking about. You've never seen an interview with Jason Statham. Dwayne Johnson's like, Jason, just the best. We had the best time working together. And like, I'm sure they are fun to see together. Here's the problem. The thing that you need to see chemistry on screen is you need to see the two actors in a frame together. And this movie makes the most bizarre decision to always have them in the frame by themselves, reacting to each other.
Like literally tennis match. Like they're hitting the ball back and forth with their little quips and they punctuate it by only showing their reaction in face instead of showing the other one's reaction to what they're saying. They're like in a room by themselves with their smart, bald brains.
Yeah, and like I'm certain they were in the room together, but David Leitch, for whatever fucking reason, well, I actually know why. I have theories about why he shoots it this way, is only show the individual actor and often staring directly in the screen. And I think it's because neither of these guys can improvise.
Right.
So you can't actually do it in real time. So it's like, okay, Dwayne, so he just called you a small dick moron. So now I want you to kind of like look askance at it. Okay. No, do it again.
Describe
more askance. More like, huh? Or more like, no.
Never the small dick. You point to, I mean, that's a great point. And I didn't even, I'm glad you didn't point out while we were watching it, honestly, but it does make me think instantly about a scene that did work for me. And that's when they are going through parallel rooms, white rooms, with Rock having one bad guy to fight and Jason Statham having a whole bunch. And there's a glass partition and Jason Statham is literally doing his beating ups just for the approval of The Rock, but it's making them look at each other and like do more than just quip. And that worked. I don't know that I loved The Rock's reactions to everything, but like they just gave them more to do in that scene.
That's one of the best scenes in the movie. Because it does have them interacting in a movie that's called Hobbs and Shaw, is presumably about
them developing some kind of fucking relationship, right?
But the movie's not about that at all.
The sister is the fucking heart of the whole thing, but she also blocks their ability to form anything. The buddy cop movies work because they're in the same cop car together. These guys never go in the fucking same car unless it's a goddamn emergency. They always are in their own vehicles.
Right. And it's like at the end of the movie, they remember like, oh shit, this is Hobbs and Shaw. We got to work together.
Flatbed truck, right?
You take a punch, I'll deliver a punch. Great, you got it, brother. It's like the movie has not been building to this in any way. If it did, it'd be cliche. We've seen this a million times, but it'd be a little more satisfying.
Yeah. So these guys, but they're both bald brothers.
So I fucking hate this movie. Except that I remember because I've seen it before. You have never seen this movie, correct? Yes. I've seen it one time. I remember disliking it until they get to Samoa and then thinking like, all right, this is starting to work a little bit. And then I remember that final car chase helicopter thing.
The human centipede with cars.
Yes, I love that. Just a Fast and Furious car chase sequence. But hey, this series knows how to do that.
Do something.
All the action leading up to this has been bullshit. This one feels like something. And it's...
I assume they actually filmed on Samoa.
They filmed in Kauai, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
But a real location.
But there's a real sense of place.
Yes.
The cliffs, the change of scenery, the lack of CGI, like it and just like these people look like people. This mom is not an expert in escaping freaking island prisons. She's just a mom. Because by this point in the movie, I am so sick of every fucking character on the screen being an expert in something, from the handlers to the sisters to the moms in prison to the bad guy being the most capable bad guy you've ever fucking seen with the coolest motorcycle. I'm just like, can someone serve as like the thing that grounds this movie? No one is an expert when you all are experts. I'm not impressed. I'm tired.
And what did you tell me after the movie?
I had expert fatigue.
Who does this movie need specifically?
I don't remember what I said.
We need a boring, untalented white guy.
Yes,
Paul Walker.
yes, we need Paul
That's
Walker.
his role
Right.
in the series.
At least to be mystified by most of it, and then to like have his one skill, which is driving well. It's
Or
his saving grace.
to see something cool and go, huh, cool.
Right. That's out of the usual.
If everybody's just like,
Shaw.
you get to Samoa and your brother's like also a world famous hacker, but he does it in an island way.
No, he's a world famous mechanic. And at least they bolster that by showing like, look at all the vehicles he's working. He's just a mechanical guy.
And as you pointed out, the one AirPod in his ear, that's a touch of of realism.
It brought it all back. It's
Yes.
like, okay, that is something people do.
All right. So this is going to be a saucy episode. We're going hard into the drama. I'm afraid that Laci and I maybe have revealed ourselves as messy bitches who live for the drama. I didn't know that I was, but that might be what our podcast evolves into.
That's about fucking time.
Yeah.
I've waited.
So this history
Jason
segment.
Statham? Why does he have his hair? Did they immediately tell him, remove all hair if you want anyone to talk to you? Look at his hair.
Laci is looking at a photo of Jason Statham.
That is disgusting.
Hold on.
So he didn't even go bald before someone was like, be bald. Look, he's got perfect hair in that Timberland advertisement, but they're like, you don't make sense with your hair. 5'10".
Jason Statham, we're going to just very quickly talk about Jason Statham. This is another thing I was realizing is the sort of parallel lives of Statham and Dwayne. So the history of Hobbs Shaw, most of this is going to be about Vin Diesel and The Rock. But let's talk about Jason Statham, who was born in 1967 in Northern England. He is 5'10", and his father was a coal miner, but also a painter who sold paintings on the streets and in markets. His mother was a dancer. So he does kind of come from an artsy family in a way that I think is kind of parallel to The Rock, where The Rock codes it as like, I come from a family of athletes, and wrestlers are athletes, but wrestlers are also theater artists.
Yes.
And he became a very accomplished diver. He joined Britain's national swimming squad, competed for England at the 1990 Commonwealth Games, then became a model for Tommy Hilfiger, Griffin, Levi's, and French Connection, and made appearances in a handful of music videos.
Oh, really?
In the 90s by British bands. But it wasn't until he met a very young Guy Ritchie who was developing his indie film Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
I like all these movies.
And he's just like, I need like a real looking bloke. You look like a real fella. So come on then. And so Statham is in Lock, Stock, in a major role. The movie's like a big indie hit, and Ritchie brings him back for basically the lead role in Snatch, which was a huge international hit. Now he is a name people know as Statham. His small roles in Ghost of Mars and The One. In 2003, has a major role in The Italian Job, which is a big hit. But he becomes a star in a way that I only just realized a few days ago was parallel to the kind of movie star
Liam
that
Neeson.
The Rock was kind of becoming in at the same time. When we were talking about The Rundown and how it's a shame that movies like that can't be the blockbusters that they were in the 80s. In Hobbs and Shaw, they have a poster in their garage of Cobra. And I think that they think that this movie, Hobbs and Shaw, is like, we're going back to like classic 80s action movies, but you're not at all.
You're not.
And one thing about those movies is they were low budget. They didn't have $300 million budgets in sci-fi. And
these science labs, these garages alone, like these vast sets. Where's the fucking two guys?
right.
It's too big and sprawling. That's always what happens in fucking sequels. They just keep getting bigger and bigger and forgot that small was good. The first Fast and the Furious was so small, so low stakes. It was good for that reason. Like, this is your first Hobbs and Shaw. Make it small again. You can contract and then expand. We're going to start with the fucking world dying?
When I heard they were making a Hobbs and Shaw, I thought like, okay, that's interesting. They'd be fun to see together. And yeah, Hobbs and Shaw, it should be this cop and this cop.
As part of your parole, as part of your ability to rehabilitate and get back into your copping that you actually want to do, because you both have that in common or whatever.
And it should be,
you're a thief and I'm a cop at heart and we've got to do the same community service. We are forced together. We
got to infiltrate a drug ring or something. Just
something.
Do an 80s plot. The world does. It's so obvious what this should be. But The Rock in movies like The Rundown and Walking Tall and stuff, not happy to stay at that level of like Statham movies like The Transporter and Crank and The Bank Job, like they were good, solid hits for their budget. And he gets a big fan base of action fans. And like Crank is a great movie. And he's like, oh, okay. The action movies aren't the biggest genre anymore like they were in the 80s, but you can be somebody like Jason Statham.
The biggest person, right?
Yes.
And, well, that's why I also said Liam Neeson, because he also is carving out a name for himself as this stoic man of action, and you know, so much that he's like memed. That's why it works so well when you're in a movie like The Naked Gun and you're so against type because you're leading so hard into what was given you as your type. It's so good. Just be so confident. Like The Rock wants to stay consistent and be authentic and be The Rock, but it's not confident, and it gets boring, and that's probably where the confidence lacks. So it's not something you should do over and over again. These guys knew what they had.
And know that, like, okay, there's a ceiling. The Transporter 3 is going to make $45 million. Great for the Transporter 3, but you're never going to, like, if you're not what The Rock assumes he's destined to be if you stay at that level. But Statham, like, gets to, in the 2010s, like, gets to level up by appearing as a supporting player in the Fast and Furious franchise, gets to be in like Spy with Melissa McCarthy. If he is the lead in a major movie, it's something like The Meg, where it's like, that's like a Chinese co-production, where it's like, he's like a B-level star, and really The Meg is the star, but it's like, okay.
Is that the shark movie?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Zed's favorite movie. Second.
But I'm saying like that's the only like huge major blockbuster where Statham can be the top billed actor in it.
It's the same as being the lead role in Jaws. You can do that as Statham.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
but you've also got like a nice couple of other handymen and then the shark.
Right.
And I didn't even realize this till you put all this on the screen, but I have for years, since Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, have gone out of my way to see every Statham movie. And
really?
I don't even think I knew why. I just knew when I heard his limey voice and I'm like, I'm going to like that movie. And can I say limey?
Yeah.
Okay. I've seen all of these.
Really? You've seen The Expendables? Okay.
I don't even like Stallone.
No, and The Expendables isn't
tell
good.
you.
It should be good, but okay, so he will get to be in bigger movies, but has enough awareness to be like, but that's not my he's still going to make The Beekeeper, which Laci and I both fucking love. He'll still go back to making small Jason Statham movies. The Rock would never. So Hobbs and Shaw was directed by David Leitch, who was a stunt double for Brad Pitt. He did stunts in all kinds of movies, the Bourne series. He co-directed the first John Wick film with Chad Stahelski. Then he directed Atomic Blonde, Deadpool 2, and Hobbs and Shaw followed those up with Bullet Train and Fall Guy. I liked Fall Guy.
I did.
I think Deadpool 2 is the only kind of good Deadpool movie.
I have not seen Bullet Train yet.
I tried watching Bullet Train, had to turn it off.
Whoa.
I think he just does I just don't think I like the way he makes movies.
Action is to cut.
The action isn't very, sometimes he knows how to put together a good action scene.
This is the guy that comes from a choreography action background, right? He's a stunt guy.
So sorry, the stunts are good.
Yes.
I think it's the fighting that's not good.
Oh.
And then it's everything else. He has no idea how to direct comedy.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
So he's the director of Hobbs and Shaw.
And in Hobbs and Shaw, there's a million cool fucking fights, cool moves, cool things to look at. But like that, the problem is the whole thing feels like a trailer. Like, when are you going to get to the heart, to the story, to the when am I going to start feeling like arcs and bonding and like caring about any of this? It's just all action and boring dialogue.
Why is there not the moment where they have to like hole up in a thing somewhere, just the two of them
have their talk about how they're not so
yes.
different, how my dad did this and your dad was like that, and oh my God, they should be going a bowling league together, whatever. I can't wait to hear about weirdo Vin Diesel.
But Statham gives his speech to Hobbs' brother, and he's like, listen, I may not like this bloke here, but I trust him with my life. You do? Why? Shouldn't we have seen? It feels like we skipped over the part where you learned, like, you know what? God damn it, I can't stand you, but I'd lay my life down.
I mean, he does keep proving he's super capable and ethical in the sense that there is a mission. He is going to achieve it. He also cares about the fate of the world. He wants to save his sister. I mean, they lay that groundwork. The most important thing to him becomes his sister, and then The Rock is taking care of her. So fine.
They knew about each other going into this movie, that they were capable. There should be something new they learn about each other in this movie.
That The Rock likes the sister.
All right, now those were the vegetables. Let's eat dessert. The Rock and Vin Diesel fracas.
You're going to say meat. We're having vegetables and dessert for our meal?
Let's eat some meat.
Okay.
Last week, we checked in on The Rock's insane 2016 shooting schedule and his moving between Baywatch and The Fate of the Furious, and then thought, maybe that's why he stopped being so good in movies, because he's just trying to do way too many things at once. And I am sure that the people working with him are not getting him at his best, right?
Yeah. There's only so much that tequila and go-go juice can do.
Right. So there's a very famous feud between The Rock and Vin Diesel
over untimeliness on the set.
that led to The Rock never being in a single shot with Vin Diesel in The Fate of the Furious.
I already know why The Rock doesn't like him. You don't even have to tell me what it is.
And then The Rock basically getting siphoned off out of the Fast and the Furious franchise into Hobbs and Shaw, no longer with the main franchise, as these two men can't be around each other.
I know you're going to tell me what the narrative is in terms of what they've told the media, but I'm going to tell you right now that Vin Diesel is the bald, tough, no-nonsense, all-star, American beloved action fucking tough guy who actually gets to feel and think and be weird and go off script and do strange things and be actually himself, whatever that is, off camera. And I don't think The Rock gets to change on and off camera because The Rock doesn't know how to be loved that way. And that is why The Rock can't fucking stand Vin Diesel.
Laci, I think you're on something. And Vin Diesel's always like been a very like artsy guy. I think that the thing you need to know about him, I'm convinced like he thinks he is a director despite having not directed movies.
Okay.
Because I read like he really wanted to direct a Fast and the Furious movie, and a studio source said that's not going to happen.
They give him like a smaller chair that says director on it that goes back next to the bigger one, like you do when you get like an outdoor chair for a child.
Right. Yes. Or you give him a fake cell phone, a plastic cell phone.
Or just like a tiny, lazy boy next to your big lazy boy.
Yeah. Because like, okay, Vin, you want to be direct? What have you directed? Well, I directed a short film in the late 90s. That's yeah. But it's like there's just people who I feel like a director. I feel like an artist.
I fucking get that. I think I thought I was a teacher's assistant a lot of times when that was not an available role.
Or like I feel like a musician. Can you play any instruments? No. Can you sing?
I have the heart of one.
No, but I still you know what I'm saying.
Sure.
So On August 8th, 2016, there's a week and a half left of production of Fast and Furious 8, and The Rock posts to Instagram and then subsequently deletes this.
Ooh.
There's no other franchise that gets my blood boiling more than this one. An incredible hardworking crew. Universal has been great partners as well. My female co-stars are always amazing, and I love them. My male co-stars, however, are a different story. Some conduct themselves as stand-up men and true professionals, while others don't. The ones that don't are too chicken shit to do anything about it anyway. Candy asses.
How do you be chicken shit about not being good at... I'm too chicken shit to be more punctual. I'm scared of it.
What would...
What? What if I'm there on time? No!
I read that as people are talking about him behind their back and not talking to him. That's what I think he's saying.
They're too weak to hear the truth about themselves.
Or too weak to say to him, I have a problem, I have an issue with you. And they're going to HR or whatever.
Does that not make The Rock the candy ass chicken shit for saying certain coworkers rather than just calling them out?
Yeah, this whole thing is,
God
yes.
forbid, have a conversation with them on the side.
That's the whole thing about
This
this.
is so messy.
Candy asses. When you watch this movie next April and it seems like I'm not acting in some of those scenes and my blood is legit boiling, you're right. Bottom line is, it'll play great for the movie and fits this Hobbs character that's embedded in my DNA extremely well. The producer in me is happy about this part. Final week on Fast 8 and I'll finish strong.
Okay, wait. When you first read this to me the other day, I thought he meant if it seems like I'm not acting in some scenes, meaning like I'm absent, I'm not in them, then you'll understand why. You know, we just didn't have a lot of scenes together because fuck his candy ass. But now I think he's trying to have an excuse for why he's not giving it his all in the scenes where he is acting.
That's exactly what I thought too. That's what I thought he meant and then realized.
Okay. On second reading,
I give it my all.
This is my excuse. And there's going to be some times when I'm good.
But I give it my all, except when I'm not good.
I was being a candy.
So TMZ reported, so everybody knows he's talking about Vin Diesel. So TMZ reported that Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson had a private meeting in a trailer to clear the air, but the outcome, unclear. But People Magazine reported on the drama, quote, all the sources are in the episode description, and if you're watching on YouTube, they are on screen. People Magazine reported on the drama, quote, but one set source says the problems began with Vin Diesel's frustrations over the former wrestling pro's behavior on set. Vin has been having problems with The Rock because The Rock keeps showing up late for production, the source explains. Sometimes he doesn't show up at all and he's delaying the production. There have also been reports of diva behavior on Vin Diesel's part, especially during the filming of Fast 7. Vin spent a whole day in his trailer one day, a source told The Hollywood Reporter in October. So they are right there talking about the last Fast and Furious movie,
okay,
the seventh one.
And this is a source other than The Rock saying something similar to what The Rock has claimed about Vin Diesel.
Right.
So we've got, do we have multiple sources on the claims against The Rock?
Do we have multiple sources on the claims against The Rock?
Because it sounds like they're both saying the same thing. They're not respecting the time.
It seems like in these People magazine where these sources are all anonymous, you have one who's the pro Vin source and one who's the pro Rock
but
source.
They both seem to be claiming that each of them are doing the same rude things.
Yes.
That's confusing. How can they both be late and notice the other one's late if they're both late?
Well, or is it like The Rock is always late, Vin Diesel gets upset about that and counters his lateness by doing his, I'm staying in my trailer all day, fuck this. Okay. The next day, they waited 4 hours for him. Vin Diesel called a meeting of studio execs to his trailer for 2.5 hours to say, what the fuck am I doing here?
He's having an existential crisis?
Another source told Page 6 that Diesel was constantly late when we worked together, when that source said that they worked together.
Same movie?
Don't know.
Don't know.
The source added that Diesel acted like a diva and has held up production before, and that it's not surprising that he's the one calling The Rock out. End quote. Whoa. So that's a little like, it's not surprising because he's calling somebody out for doing the thing he is guilty of.
See, that also has a double read, right? So it's like, it's not surprising that he would say that to take focus off of his shit, or that he's projecting.
Right.
And that he hates in someone else the thing he hates about himself, or that he's doing to just pull focus from him doing it. Or he's not surprised because
they're both
Vin
just,
is
they're
messy.
both just
catty little look, they even take turns wearing sunglasses. Look at these photos. I'm wearing the sunglasses today. You're not wearing them.
I mean, these photos are both composites. They're not actually.
I'm aware of that.
Okay. In 2021, The Rock, in a profile in Vanity Fair by Chris Heath, he elaborated on this clear the air meeting he had with Vin Diesel. Quote, well, there was a meeting. I wouldn't call it a peaceful meeting. I would call it a meeting of clarity. He and I had a good chat in my trailer. And it was out of that chat that it really became just crystal clear that we are two separate ends of the spectrum and agreed to leave it there.
Tell me what's in the middle of the spectrum, Rock. What is the spectrum?
The spectrum is like somebody who just goes to work
On
and like
time,
does their job.
late. On time and late means that all this is also late. So what are you talking about?
I think that as we will go,
Okay,
I think that it's, well, we've already said it.
You're
It's
table
that,
setting.
It's that he thinks it's you are an artsy fartsy guy and I'm an athlete.
You've yet to explain to me any art. I have not seen any art. What is this man doing?
Oh, it's that he thinks he's an artist and that he talks. Okay, we'll have to keep going.
An artist of what? Of acting? He's like he's a method.
Or that he takes acting more seriously.
Okay, but
he also really takes his role as producer of these movies seriously.
Again, not something that seems like art. But but he's not a singer or a dancer or a painter.
We've listened to his music.
Oh,
He is a singer.
Okay, got it. Oh, but then The Rock got to sing in Moana. There you go, The Rock.
But I think Vin writes songs, writes comic books, loves D&D. He thinks of himself as a creative. So then The Rock said about his Instagram post, he said, quote, it caused a firestorm. Yet interestingly enough, it was as if every single crew member found their way to me and either quietly thanked me or sent me a note. But yeah, it wasn't my best day sharing that. I shouldn't have shared that because at the end of the day, that goes against my DNA. I don't share things like that.
Against my DNA.
And I take care of that kind of bullshit away from the public. They don't need to know that. That's why I say it wasn't my best day. End quote. So when The Rock wraps his filming on Fast and Furious 8, he posts on Instagram, quote, my final week of shooting, #Fast and Furious. There's no greatness ever achieved alone. It's always a team effort. We promised an epic prison breakout for you guys, and we delivered. Huge thank you to my Ohana family, stunt coordinator JJ Perry, and his badass fearless stunt team, as well as my cousin and an incredible stunt double at Samoan Stuntman. Thank you, team, for the willingness to die hard and drop your blood and sweat daily for our movie. #My Stunt Brothers. #Logo for life. You guys reading this know how much I believe in the idea of team effort. That means respecting every person, their time, and their value when they step on my set, when they step onto my set.
Okay.
Or partner with our production company. And like with any team, that's a family. There's going to be conflict. Family is going to have differences of opinion and fundamental core beliefs. To me, conflict can be a good thing when it's followed by great resolution. I was raised on healthy conflict and welcome it. And like any family, we get better from it. At the end of the day, me and #F8 co-stars all agree on the most important thing, delivering an incredible movie to the world. #Fast8, #Iceman Cometh, #Family Growth.
What the fuck is Iceman Cometh? But that movie is good.
You liked it?
Fast 8?
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, wait.
It's much better than Hobbs and Shaw.
I got confused. Yeah, that's what happened. No, it jumps the shark a bit. Fast 8 is big for his britches. He looks nice in that outfit.
Laci's looking at a picture of Dwayne Johnson from a Vanity Fair profile. So now it's April of 2017. Vin Diesel is promoting Fast and Furious 8, and he tells USA Today, quote, I don't think the world really realizes how close we are in a weird way.
Wait. What part of that's weird? That the world doesn't know or that you guys are close? Which one?
Says Diesel, who steered clear of the specifics of their disagreement. I think some things may be blown out of proportion. I don't think that was his intention. I know he appreciates how much I work this franchise. In my house, he's Uncle Dwayne.
But what about in Dwayne's trailer? Is he Uncle Dwayne?
You weren't in his house right then. Then he was your colleague.
What about on The Rock's personal set?
I'm sorry.
Are you then
No. Well, here, I think this is it. I think it's that Vin thinks he's the boss.
That's what I keep, but so does The Rock.
Yeah.
So that's what I keep saying. Whenever it's their turn to post, each of them are taking ownership of the place that they congregate.
Mm-hmm.
His trailer, his set, my house. So he's just fucking, the whole thing's his house now. Shit.
I protect the franchise. I protect everybody, including Dwayne. I protected Dwayne more than he'll ever know. And it doesn't matter.
What's happening to you?
He doesn't have to know, but he appreciates it. He knows it. Dwayne has only got one Vin in his life. Dwayne Johnson has only one big brother in this film world, and that's me. I'm always rooting for Dwayne. I'm the first multicultural megastar in Hollywood.
Oh, shit. I didn't remember you saying that when you read this to me. You are coming for the multiculturalness that Dwayne likes to talk about.
They didn't exist.
Shit.
To see another multicultural star come up is something I am very proud of. I'm always rooting Dwayne on. It's not always easy being an alpha, and it's two alphas. Being an alpha is sometimes a pain in the butt. End quote.
Thank you, Louis Armstrong.
And Vin Diesel is 5 years older than The Rock. And that's, I'm sure he's like, I'm your big brother.
Okay.
Like, when you get to like, I don't know, 27, nobody's older than anyone else. You're all the same. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, Vin, you didn't have to pave the way because you're multicultural.
In 2021, while promoting Fast and Furious 9, Vin Diesel said, we keep flipping back between these eras. Vin Diesel told Men's Health, quote, "It was a tough character to embody, the Hobbs character."
Whoa, I'm sorry. Vin Diesel saying that?
He is talking about The Rock's performance as Hobbs.
Why would that be hard to do? It's like it's one of the 4 things he does. Mean cop who says weird things about your mama.
My approach at the time was a lot of tough love to assist in getting that performance where it needed to be.
Ooh.
As a producer to say, okay, we're going to take Dwayne Johnson, who's associated with wrestling, and we're going to force this cinematic world, audience members, to regard his character as someone that they don't know. Hobbs hits you like a ton of bricks.
Fuck are you talking? Has he ever seen a goddamn The Rock movie?
Now that I read this, like, this is pretty insulting.
Weird.
Like, I was a decade into my movie career when I started working with you, man.
Military.
I was not coming from the world of wrestling.
No, exactly. Military, alpha, in charge, kicking ass, badass motherfucker is absolutely already in The Rock's wheelhouse. What are you talking about?
And just this, it would also, he is talking about himself like he's the director. He is not a director.
Right.
But he thinks he is.
But I guess he just kept getting in the shots, which makes total sense why he was like, I'm not doing any more scenes with Vin Diesel because I don't want him to need to be on the set while I'm doing my scenes. He keeps coming over, directing me, micromanaging me, telling me to do tiny little things different when I was already doing them. I've got a director. This makes total sense now. Vin Diesel was just a little weird fly. He kept going, like, I don't have a big problem with you except for you're annoying me and you're making this take longer. Get away.
He's like our dog.
Well, no, it's like our kid's dad. Like when you're in sports and someone's like, no, do it like I told you. That all right, that's it. Now you do see you did it like I told. Like nothing's ever your win. Either I'm not doing it like you showed me, or I'm doing it like you showed me. And either way, you get the fucking credit.
It's just like our kid's dad,
who
is not me.
Our oldest
Laci's ex-husband.
That's the one.
Who, hey, if you're listening, past guest, Steven.
And I'm only talking about like the way that he's
a sports dad.
The way you're right. Sports dad. That's a sports dad thing. It's just you don't even realize you're doing it, but you're taking away all of the reason for the kid to want to do it.
And at very best, you're distracting your kid. At worst, you're giving them a complex and making them perform worse.
Right, and not even getting joy in victory because it feels hollow because you've just taken credit for it. Don't do that, dads.
Okay, we're gonna take Dwayne Johnson, who's associated with wrestling, and we're gonna force this cinematic world, audience members, this cinematic world, audience members.
I'm in that world.
He's talking about us.
We're in the cinematic.
To regard his character as someone that they don't know. Hobbs hits you like a ton of bricks.
I've never met him.
That's something that I'm proud of. That aesthetic. That took a lot of work.
What are you Tyson Camo the whole time? He's hitting people. He's tall and he's mean and he's hitting people.
Look, he is very good in that movie in Fast 5.
Yes, but what do you think he's doing different from any other fucking role that he's...
I disagree with you there. I think that he is playing a different version of...
He's just a little meaner.
He has a lot of presence in that movie. The thing that is annoying here is, Vin, what did you do? What do you have to do with the performance that...
I'm not saying the performance is basic or dumb or whatever. I'm saying that audience members have seen it and understand how people who they aren't that way when they're not in a movie become that way. When they are, I think we can. Thank you, Vin.
It's not a giant leap. It's not like we're like, wait a minute.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
We're not seeing.
Also, he'd already done his most challenging roles already. Like, you're saying that we can't really believe him to be this militant and whatever the fuck he is in Fast Five, but we already believe him to be like a coke addict, whatever.
That was after Fast Five.
Okay, but what about Be Cool? What about
that was before? Yeah.
I mean, he's already done some very out of character things.
Maybe it's because it came right after his family movie run. And now he's
then this whole conversation goes away, because if he had mentioned that instead of wrestling, I'd have been like, all right, I'll give you this. But that is so fucked up to pretend he hasn't been doing this for 10 years already.
Yeah.
That is weird. Don't be a person who calls yourself someone's big brother. Wait till they've assigned that to you if you're not actually their family, because it is so weird to announce it when no one asked for it.
It's weird.
You're
or
just
a
abusive.
mentor. I'm like a mentor.
Right,
to Dwayne.
yes. To any kind of like authority just because you're 5 years older is so odd.
That took a lot of work. We had to get there, and sometimes at that time I could give a lot of tough love. Not Fellini-esque.
What is Fellini?
Federico Fellini, the famed Italian director of the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
But what is he known for?
He was a difficult man to work with, but also maybe the greatest director of all time. But I would do anything I'd have to do in order to get performances in anything I'm producing. End quote. Later that year, back to the Vanity Fair profile of The Rock, because they're always just responding to each other when they have something to promote and they're getting interviewed.
And they're responding to each other's media coverage, not to anything that's actually happened between them.
Yes. So back to the Chris Heath Vanity Fair profile, where the writer says, quote, reminded of this quote, Johnson at first simply bellows with laughter. And then The Rock says, quote, I'll tell you this. One part of me feels like there's no way I would dignify any of that bullshit with an answer. But here's the truth. I've been around the block a lot of times. Unlike him, I did not come from the world of theater. And, I came up differently and was raised differently. And I came from a completely different culture and environment. And I go into every project giving it my all. And if I feel that there's some things that need to be squared away and handled and taken care of, then I can do that. It's just that simple. So when I read that, just like everyone else, I laughed. I laughed hard. We all laughed. And I'm sure somewhere Fellini is laughing too.
Damn.
End quote. So then the writer says, quote, Johnson says that he and Diesel are philosophically two different people, and we approach the business of movie making in two very different ways. The faults he sees in Diesel seem pretty clear from this description he offers of his own contrasting philosophy. It's the philosophy of going into work every day, looking at everybody as equal partners, and looking at the studio as equal partners, and looking at the crew, regardless of where you're at, either on the call sheet or otherwise, as equal partners, with respect and with humility, and being respectful of the process and every other human being who is putting in just as much time, just as much hard work and sweat equity, if not more. And I think it's always been important to me to always be straight up and look somebody in the eye. And if you're going to do something, if you say you're going to do something, do it. End quote.
Yeah. I'm less sure of what I said at the very beginning. I think Vin Diesel's just annoying.
I think he's annoying.
That's what it sounds like. And I mean, I'm sure there's part of him that wishes he could be more of a diva, more eccentric, but the Rock expects so much out of himself that he doesn't have time to fuck around. Vin Diesel seems to have lots of time to fuck around.
Yes, because
Vin Diesel's only doing these projects,
right?
And the Rock feels stretched so thin because but Vin Diesel is doing the right thing that Jason Statham is doing. Is he's staying in his lane, staying in his bubble, staying where he's good, where he makes sense, and it's perfect. And he built one of the biggest action franchises ever, if not the longest running one, except for maybe Mission Impossible or something. But like, it's okay to stay small, and The Rock just can't do it.
Well, it's funny because he's now sort of recreating the same thing he had going with wrestling, where he'd come back to wrestling and the wrestlers kind of resented him and the crowd resented him. Like, you think you're too big for us. You think you're too big for this. You're coming to Fast and Furious and you're talking about giving it your all, but you're also taking lots of meetings in your trailers with your agave farmers and your fucking Zoa energy. And
right. And you have we have such a tight shooting schedule because you've only blocked off a very tight amount of time with, hard outs. You have a whole other movie you're going to go shoot with Zac Efron.
Yeah.
And, so you've limited us.
Right. And I've worked with plenty of people who are trying to do so many things. You can barely get their attention. To them, it feels like I'm giving it my all.
Yeah.
Where you don't realize, no. No one experiences that because the thing that they need your help with, you're not giving them the help.
Right.
But you've mistaken your busyness for productivity.
Or meaningful action, right? You're exhausted and you have way too many things to do, but you're only giving half or a quarter of your ass to each thing. Mm-hmm. That does not mean you're doing anything well or giving anyone a satisfying experience working with you. Just because more people have the opportunity to do it, there's value in giving everybody your best self.
So the writer goes on, quote, over time, Diesel has voiced his own oblique observations about this situation. He's put their differences to them being two alpha males. And then in parentheses, he says, Johnson says, sounds like him to say that. Sure. Characterized Johnson, perhaps slightly patronizingly, as Hollywood's second multicultural megastar, whom he's proud to see following in his footsteps.
Oh, God.
In parentheses, Johnson, he talks like that. And said that, quote, I protected Dwayne more than he'll ever know. But he appreciates it. He knows he only has one big brother in the film world, and that's me. In parentheses, Johnson, I have one big brother, and it's my half brother. And that's it. End quote.
You took away Vin Diesel's family. That's not nice. He knows how much that hurts.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. So Hobbs and Shaw is a pretty big hit. Caleb corrected me last week. I remember it being a disappointment, but that's because it was only 174 million domestic, but 761 worldwide. That less than one of the main Fast and the Furious movies. But this was 2019, the biggest year ever for movies, and movies would kill to make this much money now. Yeah. But still, no sequel ever gets put in the works. They'll occasionally get asked about it, and I'd love to, but no conversations at this time. All right, so 2021 Fast 9 comes out. No, The Rock is not in it, and Vin Diesel posts to Instagram later that year. Quote, my little brother Dwayne, the time has come. The world awaits the finale of Fast 10. As you know, my children refer to you as Uncle Dwayne in my house. There is not a holiday that goes by that they and you don't send well wishes. But the time has come. Legacy awaits. I told you years ago that I was going to fulfill my promise to Pablo. I think he means Paul. I swore that we would reach and manifest the best Fast in the finale that is 10. I say this out of love, but you must show up. Do not leave the franchise idle. You have a very important role to play. Hobbs can't be played by no other. I hope that you rise to the occasion and fulfill your destiny. End quote.
Can you imagine being his wife? Or even his dog. Just give me the fucking bone. I don't need to know the importance of it. I just want to eat it and want you to shut up.
Dwayne responded via CNN later that year, quote, I was very surprised by Vin's recent post. This past June, when Vin and I actually connected, not over social media, I told him directly and privately that I would not be returning to the franchise. I was firm yet cordial with my words and said that I would always be supportive of the cast and always root for the franchise to be successful, but that there was no chance I would return. I privately spoke with my partners at Universal as well, all of whom were very supportive as they understand the problem. Vin's recent post was an example of his manipulation. I didn't like that he brought up his children in the post, as well as Paul Walker's death. Leave them out of it. We had spoken months ago about this and came to a clear understanding. My goal all along was to end my amazing journey with this incredible Fast and Furious franchise with gratitude and grace. It's unfortunate that this public dialogue has muddied the waters. Regardless, I'm confident in the Fast universe and its ability to consistently deliver for the audience, and I truly wish my former co-stars and crew members the best of luck and success in the next chapter. End quote. So that's 2021. Jungle Cruise comes out, is not a big hit. Black Adam comes out the following year, is not a big hit. And then what do you know? Dwayne comes back. Let's watch. He films a post-credit scene for Fast X. We'll just watch 10 seconds of it now.
The devil is coming for you. Lawman. Well, I ain't hard to find. You some bitch.
Yeah. So that was hastily added after they'd already wrapped the movie.
What little girl's phone just got crushed?
I don't know. He infiltrates a place. You don't know who this is. It's a guy in a mask. He sees a little girl's phone and he picks it up and it's like, I'm a bad guy who's going to talk to you in a weird voice.
Oh.
And I'm going to kill you, lawman.
Oh.
It has nothing to do with the movie you've just watched. I don't remember. I don't know. That movie's not very good. So on June 1st, 2023, The Rock posted an Instagram video, and in the caption, he says,
Oh, God. I've got the driest funderwear right now because he just said the word funderwear.
hope you've got your funderwear on. Hobbs is back. And he just got laid. L-E-I-D. Rose emoji, devil emoji.
It's not a rose.
Oh, well, it's like a flower. It's like a lei.
Hawaiian flat. Yeah.
Okay. Luke Hobbs will be returning to the Fast and Furious franchise. Your reactions around the world to Hobbs' return in Fast X have blown us away. The next Fast and Furious film you'll see, the legendary lawman in will be the Hobbs movie that will serve as a fresh, new chapter and set up Fast X Part 2.
I'm sorry. He's calling it a Hobbs movie.
So-
He's calling it a Hobbs movie instead of Hobbs and Shaw.
So he seems like he is announcing there will be a Hobbs solo movie
Right.
that will come out. That's not, nope.
And this is after Hobbs and Shaw.
Yes.
Okay.
This is 2 years ago, okay?
Oh, okay.
And Fast 11 was supposed to have come out this year. It isn't even shooting. Last summer, at Vin Diesel and I put all the past behind us. We'll lead with brotherhood and resolve and always take care of the franchise, characters, and fans that we love. I've built my career on an audience-first mentality, and that will always serve as my North Star. Congratulations to my Fast family and Universal Studios on the global success of Fast X. And as always, Hobbs and At $7 Productions are motivated to help take the Fast franchise to new and exciting places for fans worldwide.
Don't read it. Don't read it or I'll puke.
You read it.
Daddy's got to go back to work. Hobbs.
Hashtag Hobbs is back. Hashtag Fast and Furious. Hashtag put your funderwear on.
Don't call yourself Daddy.
And the most recent development, which had people everywhere in the universe buzzing, what does it mean? Well, Vin Diesel went on stage at the Golden Globes as a presenter, looked over the crowd.
Pants, showed his penis, his little Hobbs penis.
Hey, Dwayne.
What the fuck? Why does Dwayne look like my stepdad?
I've had the great
Rick?
privilege of working with critically acclaimed directors.
That's it. He said, hey, Dwayne. And Dwayne smiled and looked annoyed at him.
I don't know. He just kind of smiled.
Let's look again.
Hey, Dwayne.
Yeah, just looks like Rick. Like my stepdad Rick.
Okay.
I've had the great privilege.
So weird. That's it.
Yeah, everybody was like, what?
I think he should say hi to his friend. I think he's a toddler.
I think he's wants to play the public, wants to work the crowd.
He wishes he had been a wrestler.
Yeah.
He loves the drama of it.
That's the history of Hobbs and Shaw.
Are you trying to put me to sleep with whatever the fuck you're showing me right now? Wait, don't show me a chart.
So let's go over some charts. We got
no, God,
no.
I only have
So we got some people in a helicopter, some special forces, and they're like, oi, we're going in with only electric rounds because MI6 is looking for these terrorist wankers in it, right? Oh, okay. And Vanessa Kirby is in there too. She's an operator. And we're cutting between them and like this mysterious motorcyclist. and he has like some sort of RoboCop scanner, like initiating scan. So right away, like I'm sorry, what kind of what universe
world
is this?
Right. This is
Calculating.
calculating.
And so the fucking special forces guys go down into this place where the terrorist blokes are assembling, and Vanessa Kirby throws a grenade at them and they attack. They get one up on the terrorists. All looks like it's going well. For the good guys.
I'm so confused because already Vanessa Kirby's squad is infiltrating something, and then that gets infiltrated by Black Superman, and I'm who's good, who's bad, what's going on, whose stuff is this?
Yeah, so it's like, oh God. I thought they were infiltrating the Idris Elba's group, and then Idris Elba showed up to stop them.
Oh.
But no, I think you're right. I think this is like a third organization where the poison virus starts from. This plot is stupid. It sucks. It's confusing. It's bullshit.
Oh, man. And what year was this?
2019.
So they predicted coronavirus?
They sure did,
God
Laci.
damn it.
And they predicted the anti-vax movement, because there's this whole thing where like the scientist is like, I was going to use the virus for good using vaccines and stuff, but they turned it against me.
Fucking Fauci pilled. Just like a scientist, elitist, East Coast.
In his East Coast bubble.
Blue hair.
East Coast of
Blue
England
hair with his
bubble.
blue tie and his blue glasses.
So Vanessa Kirby and her friends, her MI6 special forces friends, get one over, but then she starts like hacking, and she's like a super hacker. She types really fast. That's how you can tell she's a super hacker.
Actually, like, you know what? I've seen a lot of hacking lately because we've been watching Fast Furious movies, and she's got good flow.
Yeah, she's a good.
I'm believing her typing.
I agree. Good, convincing typist.
Yes, she's going to the right places where the letters and the numbers are.
We've been seeing a lot of hacking in movies because we're watching a lot of Fast and Furious movies. You know, that series about car races.
You gotta
and
hack.
stealing VCRs.
You know how hard it is to get into these races? If you don't fuck with their computer system and make it look like you had already registered to be in that street race months ago, they're not going to let you in, Matt. You got to learn how to hack. Google charts, Excel sheets.
That's the name of the game.
Fucking damn it.
Yeah, because like Ludacris starts in these movies as like a great gearhead, but then they find out he's also the world's greatest hacker. So then in Hobbs and Shaw, when they're like, where are we going to find a great mechanic? It's like, I'm sure one of those guys you already know also.
No.
I had a life before you, you know.
No, Vin Diesel's got dibs on all those guys.
Yeah.
You're in your own fucking thing now. Find your own crew. I'm not upset. You're upset.
Yeah. What how would he react if he found out Roman was going to do like a freelance mission with somebody else?
Do you mean Vin Diesel or do you mean Dom?
Both?
I think Dom would be okay because his family. You just got to get it cleared with the Don, who is also named Dom. That's confusing.
And you need to give him a taste.
But Vin, I think you got to call him Uncle Vin, and you got to refer to yourself as Uncle Ludacris, and then maybe he'll let you go into this movie.
It's actually pretty easy to work Vin Diesel. Just have a kid, name the kid after him, let him be the godfather, and that's it. You're good forever.
But it's some kind of secret name, so it's like Eleanor Ventilator, and you just call her Eleanor, and then one day you surprise him, and it's like, her name's Eleanor Ventilator, named after you, Vin.
The perfect crime.
No, it's not a crime. It's just how you fold it in case you ever need that Vin favor, but you don't have to go around calling your daughter Vin. You see what I'm saying?
So Vanessa Kirby starts cyber hacking real fast, and she gets the ASAT, which is just some poison vial or something. And then the motorcycle guy arrives. He's Idris Elba. And he's like, MI6, I'm a fan. And they're like, who the hell are you? And he says, bad guy. And then he's able to single-handedly take all of them out with his punches.
He's denting iron. He does the thing where I get when there's a bad guy that's like too badass that's like seems impossible to defeat. I start to like get nervous that they're not going to be able to defeat him, and then they do, and then I'm aggravated because I'm like, wait, is it hard or isn't it hard? I don't understand. Like, he can anticipate your movements, but he can't tell that Vanessa Kirby's going to do a spinny thing around his neck with her thighs and then run into a car. I don't understand.
And it can anticipate so much and do so many equations, but what it didn't account for is what if two people
What if
fight
there's
me at
two
once?
people? Right, because it is a gentleman's agreement that if I'm going to fight all you guys in this room one at a time.
One at a time, please.
Yes, take a number like in Naked Gun.
He can stop bullets with his hand, and he corners Vanessa Kirby in the truck, but then she decides to inject herself with the asset because that's the only way she'll be able to get it out of there.
Right.
And then she runs away. And then,
Because running was always an option with the world's fastest man.
I guess.
She's
why is she
down-
able to get away?
She's on another street and like down a bridge when we see her next, and it's just moments later, and he's like, "Well, I guess she ran away.
And
I expected her in the didgeridoo, and now she ain't there." No, okay, wrong. Orient me.
Well, wrong Commonwealth. This is the mother country.
I
of
expected her in
bloody
the
Britain.
Bobby, in the lorry,
which
is a truck.
Yeah, there you go.
I expected the madame.
The bird.
No.
The bird in the lorry.
The bird in the lorry, right? With the
There you go.
With the viral.
We have listeners in the UK. You're finally understanding us.
There you go.
So there's some virus bullshit. And Idris Elba calls his boss, "The team is down. We've been betrayed. She took the virus."
Wait, but then how is she being betrayed? Because he's not MI6.
I don't know.
Oh, wait, no. He's pretending to be MI6 and saying that.
You're right.
Yes.
Oh, I assumed he was talking to Ryan Reynolds, the disciple or whatever his
Right. No,
name
I don't
is.
think you can betray these guys. They seem kind of above that. So, no, he's just like, "I'll talk like MI6, I will." And then he gets on and he's like, "She's bad. She's a woman, you bloke. She should have known."
So his minions are like, "What happened?" He's like, "I'm going to get the virus back. Who's going to stop me?"
These guys wake up and they live different lives, but they're real similar. They're similar. Okay, but they constantly show The Rock working out, which I think is in his writer, like must show me do workout routine 5 to 7 times per movie. And Jason Statham is jacked as shit and just as capable in a fight, if not more, kind of creative, scrappy at his 5'10" stature. But his whole montage, he's just some guy. He punches the clock.
So the conceit here is they're in a perfect split screen, living the parallel lives, as Laci says. But yeah, Hobbs is all about doing push-ups immediately out of bed, whereas Shaw in bed with a sexy lady gets out. They both go make breakfast, but Shaw makes like a very sort of beautiful omelet, and Hobbs is just like, "I'm just dumping the eggs in my trash mouth."
Completely Rocky pill. Doesn't realize it was to show that you're saving time, not because it's healthy to drink raw eggs. Rocky lived in poverty. You have money, you fucking idiot.
He also
make the eggs.
He also
you have time and money.
The most disturbing thing is he just takes a spoonful of coffee grinds and spoons them into his mouth.
Disgusting. You also have a daughter. All right. So
where's she?
Right. So like this is one of your days off. Clearly, you don't know you're about to be pulled back into the game. Where's her stack of fucking eggs and grinds? And this is the same day you're going to go take her to breakfast? What's the timeline here?
Also, you know what's on his... No, that's later. Okay. You know what's on his nightstand? The portable Nietzsche. Because he's a smart guy. He reads philosophy.
Totally. You quoted one thing. It's probably the one that's on the back of the book. The book you flip over every time you take a shit and you read like the fucking hot, give me a quote, It also follows him around the house. It's in his bathroom when he's brushing his teeth. And there's also a flower inside of it as a bookmark. So this guy's a little bit quirky. He puts a flower as a bookmark. That's how you can tell. They leave their residences in vehicles. Shaw's in a beautiful, immaculate British sports car. Which one? Hobbs in a big old pickup truck. And if he could drive a trash compactor, he would.
Oh my God! Why doesn't he?
Right. Just go ahead.
And so Hobbs is working out while Shaw just goes to a pub. They get a call at the same time, and they just go, Where's my assignment?
But the reason why you do a split screen is usually to show how similar two people are or how different. What did they achieve here? They just showed 2 regular mornings for guys who haven't finished their day. We don't know that The Rock isn't going to end his day at the pub and with full pajamas. And we don't know that Shaw is not going to then do his workout. Like, what have we shown each other?
Right, and it's not like
you know what this smells of? The whiff is 2 people with equally good agents who are like, I'm not going to be on the screen after him. Well, I'm not going to be on the screen after him. I have an idea. Show you at the same time. Split screen.
That is the entire movie.
Yes, they
that is
all seem like
exactly
they're getting
it.
equal treatment to the point where it is so
it happens
distracting.
in individual scenes. Yes, and there's even a thing, and in wrestling, it feels like wrestling because in wrestling there's the concept of I got to get my win back. If I put my shoulders on the mat for you in the future, you owe me one.
Right.
And so when Statham gets one up on The Rock early in the movie by pushing him down the side of the building and then says, no one tells me what to do. 2.5 hours later, because this movie's so fucking long, Rock then sends him up in his parachute and then he goes, no one tells me what to do, some bitch.
Oh, that was an answer back. I'm like, why do they both say this to each other all the time? It was a callback, just a shitty one, because it's something a child would say, because you guys are acting like children and acting like saving the world is like of the utmost importance. Saving your sister is the only thing you care about, but you're doing this too. It doesn't add up. Is it serious or isn't it? I mean, I know we can have levity when things are serious, but this is like...
You want it to come from like an honest place of who these characters are. And you would think what this is setting up to me seems like Hobbs takes my body is a temple. Every ounce of energy I devote to perfecting the sculpture that is my body. Shaw's like, I wake up and I go to the pub. I don't give a shit. And yet I'm still I'm an old school brawler, you know?
Oh.
I don't have to use my fists. I'll beat people with a champagne bottle. I'll fight dirty if I have to. But nothing in the movie actually follows from there.
Yes, no.
And a couple of times they will be like, you know what your problem is, Hobbs? Your spying is all about finesse. You're not subtle at all. You're a blunt object. You would think it'd be like, well
now show me your finesse.
Or we learn there's room for both. Oh, you know what? This is a situation that calls for finesse. This is a situation that calls for being a blunt instrument. Nothing like that ever happens.
Every time they decide to do something together, it's rare, and it's just they're going to fuck shit up. We never get to see Jason Statham's stealthiness.
Right.
We don't know that that's his thing.
Right. There's no difference between these two, which is so weird.
Absolutely no fucking difference except for a foot of skin.
And you need to use that.
Yes.
So
Scrappy makes sense with Short.
So they both confront their bad guys. They confidently stride through a club. The Rock grabs 2 shots of tequila and downs them instantly, chases his target into a tattoo parlor, and then he threatens the guy with a tattoo. It's I'm the hangman. Okay, I'm going to get information from you or else I'm going to write words on you. And he ends up tattooing I love cops on his.
Right, which isn't hangman, The Rock. Yeah. I was expecting you to at least write, A, L. Yeah, draw this head and then the arms.
So this guy, and then Statham is doing that to his guy who he's holding out of a window or he's going to drop him. We find out there's a super virus that's up for auction on the deep web, and there's this terror group called Etienne. And so they both leave their places having accomplished what they needed to do, and then the credits roll. And this was like a 2-minute stretch where I was thinking maybe I was wrong about this movie. This is stylish, it's confident.
You're showing how Jason Statham uses his body's leverage and then contraptions and things to counterbalance the fact that he's a little bit smaller, where The Rock uses his bigness to just smash skulls and overpower people and pick up the ladies while they're torturing your boyfriend, ladies. It's these are distinctly different ways of handling this, or distinct enough. And then that just goes on. Yeah,
it's not in the rest of the movie. But the title comes on screen. You're thinking okay, yeah, we might have a movie here, folks. Okay, I'm liking this. But no, that's it. Then the movie comes to a screeching halt so that The Rock can have breakfast at Jenny's Diner with his 9-year-old daughter who's writing a report about Ernest Hemingway's The Old Man and the Sea. What? And she's like, and then Dad, my social studies teacher wants me to make a family tree, but I don't know anything about my family. And he's just oh.
Yeah, I'm your people. It's I know, Dad, every time I bring up family, I'm your people. All right, Dad, it's just I have a boyfriend. I'm your people.
I know. He's
okay.
That's what it's the way he delivers it is he's saying a really heartwarming thing and the music is swelling. And what he's is look, things happen in life, fucking I'm your people. I'm your family. I'm good enough. That's all you need. And she's like, Daddy, aw.
The only person selling that this is moving is her. She's at least a good enough actor to be okay, I know this is satisfying. I'm just TV teenager. I don't actually act like a teenager. I'm just the plot device. Okay, yeah, Dad. I'm your cat. I'm here to make you look like you have a soft side and something to fight for. Because God forbid you have a wife.
No, never mentioned, never.
He never has an animal either. You notice that he's not an animal
Never
person.
has an animal.
He
Wow.
doesn't. He doesn't have it as a pet. There's a million times. He's a single guy. He seems like he would want a pet. No.
Yeah, John. I mean, it's John Wick's dog. That's the most humanizing thing you can do. But
Right.
he
No,
has
so
a pet.
give him
it's,
a daughter.
It's his daughter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's the pet.
Right. But he loves this daddy thing. And I think it's like, well, my kids at home don't get to see me be a daddy. So I need to be a daddy in every single thing that I do. Please work that in somehow. It doesn't need to be here.
And it will incept into their brains. Like I remember when our
That's
dad
right.
took us to Jenny's Diner.
I love
and did
those
our homework.
pancakes. Yeah.
It's like, that was a movie you watched. It's just another weird missed opportunity to actually dive into this thing of, I left Samoa. I left my entire family
Right.
behind. I haven't talked to them in forever.
The single most interesting thing that's going to come up in this movie, and I don't even realize you're hinting at it here.
Right.
I have no idea that this is coming.
And if it's something you're actually going to dig into, make it be about something. When we met Hobbs, he was a super serious lawman going after the Toretto crew. Make it so that my family were
Yeah.
into criminal stuff
Yes.
back on Samoa.
Yes, because that is what it is. That is what it is. You just have no way of that you're not setting that table up at the entire time. In fact, he flips so quickly from the Fast and Furious movie he's in and just becomes part of the Toretto family that I kind of forgot he was a lawman.
Right.
I was like, is he military? I know he's coming in from a different country to like extricate the Torettos. Like, so what is that brand? Like, there's all too many alphabet soup to begin with all these MI6 and CIA and FBI and all the shit that this movie needs to do some table setting to remind me what makes him tick. Why did he get into this? And if you're going to go back to your family and that's going to be like the big, cool, fucking final place we're going to do stuff, this is a great chance for you to explain to me why you're like this. Why are you so tough? Why are you so mean to people? Why do you give everyone a hard time? Oh, because you had 7 brothers who all give you a hard time? Oh, because you're not the oldest brother, so you like all this makes sense to your character, but you're not telling us about it.
Do you feel like guilt about the fact that you left Samoa?
Right.
Now I've totally like assimilated into America, and yet I have these giant Samoan tattoos.
Right, you've made
now
it-
that's The Rock's real body, and he doesn't want to hide that. But
maybe
that's part of the. I mean, that should be part of the characters. Like, I need to learn to embrace who I really am, which is Samoan.
And it's such a part of the Hobbs character specifically that it's a joke when Ryan Reynolds reveals he has the same tattoo because they're so close.
Yes, so they're just using a country and a culture just as a prop when it's useful and then discarding it when it's not.
Yeah.
So Ryan Reynolds then arrives for some fucking reason.
And I am different from Matt. Ryan Reynolds works for me, even though he's just got one speed. It's a Jason Statham thing for me. I like his humor, but here, what are you doing? Why are you here? Are you some kind of just wait. Every fucking person they introduce is an expert. That's all that exists in this world, and it is boring. So here's another guy who's not like susceptible to The Rock's big presence. It doesn't like. That's the thing. The Rock should be able to shut people down. That's the point of you looking and posing like that. But there's no one in this movie where that works.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is just like, The Rock yells at him. He's just like, oh, I definitely just shit my pants. Oh,
yeah.
There's a lot of shit in my pants right now. Yeah, because this is a cameo, and that's weird because the Fast and Furious movies haven't had cameos yet.
Right.
But then it grows a little bigger than a cameo, but still is ultimately a cameo. But then there's the weird thing where Ryan Reynolds is also voicing the ultimate bad guy with the computer distorted voice.
Well, you don't think that they planned on the second
And
one
yes,
being
it
him,
seems
the bad
like
guy?
obviously that's what they are setting up,
Yeah.
but that just never came into fruition.
Because why else have him?
It's just because he was in Deadpool 2, which David Leitch directed, and then he'll go on to collaborate with The Rock a bunch. But he shows up and he's like, Luke, it's Rebecca Hobbs. I haven't seen you in forever. How long's it been? 6 months. Time flies. What is your skincare regimen? You look like a young Shirley Temple, just doing the Mad Libs bullshit that drives me insane. This is Locke. He works for the CIA. And here's what's funny, guys. He thinks they're best friends. He got an identical tribal tattoo. And The Rock's like, we're not friends. I miss our playful banter. But then starts telling him about the super scary virus that's going to end the world, but you can't take it seriously because Ryan Reynolds is delivering it.
Right.
And also, like, did you watch Game of Thrones? Wasn't it fucked up that Jon Snow had sex with his wife? What, or his aunt? What's up with that? Oh my God. He hands him a file folder with a picture of Vanessa Kirby, and the daughter's like, she's pretty. And The Rock's like, baby girl, that's a lady who's like a bad person or whatever. And Ryan Reynolds, I'm sick of you. I'm DSS, remember, Diplomatic Security Service, and you're CIA. I don't work for you. And he's like, not anymore. We bought you. We own you now, bitch. So you got to go to London. So he's got to go to London, where he'll have to work with an operative there.
I wonder who it could be. You're going to London town.
So back in London, Jason Statham as Deckard Shaw visits his mother, Helen Mirren, who's in prison. She could easily escape this prison, but she doesn't want to just yet. And she like dumps exposition on him about his sister. And what does she say about the sister? Like,
It's your sister. She looks up to you. You need to fix this, whatever it is. You need to fix it. Because by this time, the brother's dead, right?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I thought they were all in the same scene together.
Because he was in the last movie.
Right. So to
Owen
me,
Shaw, played by Luke Evans.
God, they really would have helped us out if they would have made The Rock's character's name a little bit more Samoan and Jason Statham's character's name a little bit more limey, because Hobbs and Shaw are so interchangeable in my head. And then you throw in Locke. I give me some sort of longer name to go with the. I just keep wanting to call each of them this, and I'm dyslexic, so that. And anyway, I hear you almost doing it.
Liam Longbottom.
That'd be better. That'd be
he
something ton.
But his brother is Owen Shaw, who is the villain from the 6 Fast and Furious movie.
Right.
He is not killed then, or is he? I don't fucking remember. I just watched it a few weeks ago, but he does come back in Fate of the Furious. They team up and get Dom Toretto's baby off of the plane in the 8th movie. But in this movie, they're acting like he's dead.
Maybe that's why the mom's in jail. Maybe she killed him.
She killed him. Okay.
Yeah.
On the domestic dispute.
That's why she won't get out, because she's like, no, I deserve it. A little bit longer, love.
And she says the thing. She's like, I really hope one day I'll come out to visit you and you'll be here with your sister. And you were like, boy, I wonder if that's how the movie's going to end.
But it like, you think it's going to be like this touching ending, but no, The Rock cannot have that. It's like a split. It's like a afterthought ending. Like no. Statham does not get the touching ending. I do. Look, see my family. I brought my daughter. Even that's equal. Everything's equal. It's so boring.
I mean, I think it actually it did stupidly work on me when the daughter hugs the grandmother.
That did too, yes. But like, pick a meaning. I don't know. I don't know why you both have to be working on your family shit right now.
Because
why is that?
Because they have so much in common. Yeah, it's
that in
annoying.
common.
It's annoying. I think like it is charming that like these three, they can all easily break out of prison. That's fun.
That I like that. I'll watch a whole movie about whatever it is that family was up to when they were younger, or like that's the interesting family to me.
Don't you remember all your little crimes you had with your sister?
Little nicknames.
And we get to see the Keith Moon because it involved a lot of permanent ear damage and explosions. We see in a flashback 2 kids who are very close in age. Jason Statham is 20 years older than Vanessa Kirby, but in the flashback, I'm 11, you're 9. Helen Mirren, take her Oscar away. No, you did not win for the Queen because you were in this movie. Sorry. So on his way out of the prison.
Maybe it's a real prison, Matt. Maybe she had to. She can't get out of this movie.
So they had to write it around her incarceration.
No, I'm saying that they own her for whatever reason. Don't know what she did, but that's why she's in this movie. Not because she's a bad actress, but because she owes something to the studio.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So he's going out of prison and he runs into Rob Delaney, who plays a CIA guy. Thus begins a runner in the movie that's always hilarious, but he's like, I know you're CIA. He's like, whoa, how did you know I was CIA?
Because of this and that and this. And a banana in your pocket.
Your shirt and your fucking shoes and the way you are an asshole. And he's like, oh, well, I thought I was more incognito, but turns out I'm not. And he's like, I do like this line.
I like that actor, but go on.
No, I like Rob Delaney too, but he also was in Deadpool 2, and that's why he and Ryan Reynolds have to talk to each other. Oh, yeah. What do baseball and the CIA have in common? 2 things I don't give a toss about.
Right, but it's already underplayed by the guy answering a perfectly good reason with he's like, 2 things you want to hit with a bat? 2 things I don't give a toss about. Like, okay, well, both jokes suck. Both punchlines suck.
I think it's funny to say like, hey, you know what? I don't give a fuck about the CIA, man.
Yeah, that's fine, but toss, I don't like that.
He's like, well, what about this? And shows him a picture of Vanessa Kirby. If you bring her in, we'll give her immunity because right now she's a wanted criminal. And then Ryan Reynolds and Rob Delaney talk to each other on the phone. I think my guy's not going to like your guy.
Jesus Christ. I thought they know everything. I thought they were like so in tune with like what their guys are up to. They don't know they know each other, that they were in prison together.
And
the fuck are you talking about?
And in the last movie seemed like they were getting along at the end.
They were fine. They were.
So finally, Hobbs and Shaw meet up in London, and they both go, "No fucking way!" A PG-13 fuck.
I don't understand how they're always the same height. It doesn't make sense.
Because that's part of the thing.
Well, then that shows me that further evidence Statham's got a great agent. Or, yeah.
And thus begins the bantering. Statham is like, these lines are immaculate. Mr. She-Hulk here only knows how to smash. And Mr. Arson here only knows how to blow things up.
One of those things is funny. The other one is not. The She-Hulk one works.
Okay. But then there's just lots of, wait, what? That's just so many reaction shots and eye rolls. And
well, right. And he's known for blowing things up. I didn't know that. Why? Because he does bigger jobs than you, I guess. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I didn't think he was known for blowing things up. He beats people up with champagne bottles and stuff.
Also, Dom's always looking for guys. Maybe he's an arson guy. Why now is it a bad thing? You need a guy.
Right. I guess he does, but he blew up Han.
He's just smart. He knows how to do contraptions, and he has that equipment.
You don't know this, Laci, in the Han dies, and it turns out that it's Jason Statham who kills him. And so fans were very upset that then he gets to just join the Toretto family. And they're like, but you killed our friend. Right. So then they had to retcon it. And like, Han's actually alive. And in the last Fast and Furious movie, they had Han meet up with Jason Statham to basically tell everybody, it's okay. I forgive him for killing me. So, all right.
Okay. These Paul Walker. It's okay. I'm okay with being dead. I liked it.
I give my permission for my likeness and perpetuity to you, Comcast Inc.
I died doing what I love.
These guys are not going to work together. No way. Deckard Shaw leaves, and Hobbs is like, great. CIA guys, use your camera doohickeys to find me the lady. And they do. And he goes and finds her.
These guys really rely on the doohickeys. They have an eye of God. They have the eye of the devil. They have the eye of the tiger. They have all of it. Like, they're just like, someone do the hard stuff. Okay, now I'll go in and smash shit.
They're all doing that, and The Rock just walks by. He's like, now invert it. Okay, now.
Now flip it. Now give it sexy time.
Enhance. Reverse enhance.
Now go back 7 years.
Cha-cha, real smooth. So Shaw goes to his sister's apartment while Hattie is Vanessa Kirby's character, gets intercepted by Hobbs, and he's like, a lot of nasty people are looking for you. She says, are you nasty? I could be, but I prefer not to be.
Don't ask me about my bedroom activities. Lady.
He says his line from the rundown, which you pointed out. He's like, we could do this the easy way or the hard way. And then they start fighting. She uses her helmet as a weapon. Meanwhile,
I like that she puts it on to like brace for a hit.
Yeah. I mean, the
fighting's good. I mean, this is what the director's good at, or these parts.
I
There's just a lot of it.
I think the actors are good and they move really well. I think it's cut to shit.
I mean, there are fight sequences that are good. I like the way she fights, and all 3 of these guys are convincing at being what they're being shown to be.
They are. I think stylistically is what it doesn't work, and it's always cut with comedy, so nothing feels like it has any impact. But they fight, and we're cutting back and forth. Shaw at the apartment getting attacked by some guys, but he fights them off, and we check in with Idris Elba, who's going to his headquarters, ETN. And then Idris Elba's character's name is Brixton. He goes to get some tech upgrades.
I just don't understand. Like, what is this bad guy? What is their goal is to replace the human race with only really, really powerful humans. Well, then that just will then give you a new underclass of the least of those powerful humans. It's a stupid goal. What would it do?
It's not a great plan. One would assume like that's what they're
Eugenics don't
saying their
work.
goal is, but actually the elite in this organization get the upgrades. Everyone else gets to be our servants, gets to be the...
So you're just doing the thing again.
Yeah.
We're doing humans again.
Sure. Yeah.
We just want to be able to fight back a little harder. It makes it more fun.
Would you ever get an implant, Laci? Would you want upgrades? Oh, you got it.
I got 2 right here.
No, but like a cyber upgrade.
I mean, tell me what it would do, man.
I don't know. Well,
Fix my erectile dysfunction? Then yes. I mean, like in my eye, whenever we watch Black Mirror, I'm always thinking like, when do we get one of those? So I want an eye thing. So yeah, I mean, it's all about the way it's presented and when it comes in. If they're going to show a man screaming on a fucking doctor's table while they install a metal spine, I don't know that I want that. But if it's Steve Jobs showing me the latest eye thing, I want that.
the Rashida Jones Black Mirror episode where she gets that brain implant that then requires a subscription, and if you don't pay the right amount, you'll do live ad reads.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the most realistic prediction Black Mirror has ever made.
Yeah.
Is they're just going to have to make you pay subscriptions to live your life.
Well, and the idea that you would catch someone at their most vulnerable, grieving who they think they've lost their wife, and you give them the, but she could come back if you want this. Yeah. The targeting of the way they target people.
Ryan Reynolds' voice explains, like, we're gonna create the perfect man. And he's just giving him information he presumably already has. You're working for me to create the perfect man.
Just on a loop. It's like a Disney ride. Yeah. Sit down. Let me tell you the thing.
Your attention, please. Back at the CIA black site, Hobbs is interrogating Hattie.
Is he?
He's like, listen, have you ever heard of
Just tell
the tango? The tango? No. Yes.
Is that Samoan?
It requires two to tango.
Oh, I think I'd heard that. Is that Nietzsche?
Why should I talk to you? You're not CIA. How can you tell? Where should I start? So we have another in this runner of here's how you can spot a CIA.
Here we go.
And then she says, like, espionage is about blending in and being subtle. You could never be subtle. And then he's like, you know what, though? I think you're a good person because we fought, and the best way to tell something about somebody is to fight them. And you weren't fighting to try to kill me. You just wanted to escape.
Smash cut to her beating the shit out of a much smaller person where all she does is focus on the neck. Just a lot of choking and a lot of like chairs to the neck and shit. That's not fighting to kill.
Yeah, he thinks she wasn't fighting to kill him, but she just can't kill him with her legs because his neck is 2 miles wide.
Right. No, normally this kills people,
Right.
but thanks.
Happy accident that you thought that.
She was clearly trying to get away, though. I mean, that's true.
So she's like, you're all brawn. You should try exercising your mind. And he says, there's more wisdom in your body than in all of the philosophies. Who said that? Bruce Lee? No, that's Nietzsche. And he points at his head, because I'm exercising this and this. And then he flexes his bicep. And he goes out to FaceTime with his daughter for one of 8 FaceTime sequences with the daughter.
Is FaceTime sponsoring this?
While she beats up a CIA guy, she's able to get out of her handcuffs. And her daughter's like, maybe she's flirting with you, Daddy. And he's like, no, we're not flirting. He literally says, we have zero chemistry. Correct. And then they have the 3 minutes on the people's eyebrow. You gave her the eyebrow. What's the eyebrow? We're 15 minutes of the movie. I'm so exhausted talking about this movie.
Because it's the same thing over and over again. Like there's nothing there's no new information except for information that's like unnecessary. We could stop now and people would understand the movie.
So he goes back in because he's like, God damn it, that woman fucking broke out of her handcuffs. So he starts fighting her and she jumps onto his shoulders. She's trying to do the neck twist. And so basically her crotch is in her face is in his face when Jason Statham arrives.
Smell great. You've been on the run. You've been overnight. Don't tell me that thing is just perfect and should definitely be in his face right now.
Maybe it's the thing that finally activates him, though.
He does need some activation.
Jason Statham walks in. He's like, hey, get your fucking mouth out, my sister. He's like, your sister? What?
Now she's hotter.
And then they're all holding their guns at each other. Don't anybody move. I'm getting the blood out of here. I am. And then fucking Idris Elba shows up and kidnaps her and runs on the side of the building. And this stunt sequence, I'd say it's a good idea, but it's executed very poorly because it's just a bunch of CGI garbage.
Right. If this were Tom Cruise, this would be real.
Or even if this were one of the regular Fast and Furious movies, it would probably be, it wouldn't be this, but it would be something.
And that's what we were saying is they need this to be so big that their stunts feel like they need to be extra big, and you can't actually pull those things off. They do spend money and time on some real things, and those are the best things in this movie.
Yeah.
But because the scope is so big for fucking no reason, you could totally go back to your roots here. This could literally be a buddy cop movie that's leading you back to home. That would be so much more interesting. Both of your homes, if you want to be even. Let's go to London for that reason, not for fucking to pick up this asset and whatever. If you're being led to use CGI over and over and over again, maybe your scope is a little bit dumb.
Right, because you said when I'm pointing out, like, look how obvious the green screen is when they're standing in the bed of the truck fighting. And you said, but like, how could they do this without that? And we were talking, and it's like, you need to come up with another idea.
Exactly, right.
You have to do something else.
Fast and Furious series are known for like taking it up a notch and giving you at least two things you've never seen before usually with vehicles. And like they did that with the Caterpillar, the Cinnabit, fucking Flantipede. Yeah, they did that with the helicopter thing. We don't need to keep going. Like, you guys are very tough. I don't know how many fighting sequences we need. Maybe if everybody's skill set isn't fighting, we could do something else. Racing. I feel like they do car stuff. I don't know what else there is. God damn it. I think I'm just not that big of an action person. It can't sustain me by its own, like just because it's action.
Yeah, because I remember asking you, like, we had like 30 minutes to kill or something, and I said, you want to just watch the building sequence from Mission Impossible 4? And you were like, no. Ew.
No, I don't watch it for that. I watch it for the fucking stories. If anything, I tolerate that. That shit makes me
That's
nervous.
insane. That's insane. It's the
I'm
best
nervous.
sequence ever.
The best part is
getting nervous
when he flies in and he's okay.
Yeah, that's why it's worth it.
I'll watch the fly in.
Something occurred to me. You said, like, if this is all leading Hobbs back home, I know this is weird to say, but maybe another reason this can't be an 80s action movie is if it were the 80s, the partner would be like racist against Samoans or something.
Well, yeah, but that's okay. It's not the 80s. You can still take the formula.
There needs to be some sort of friction, like, because it needs to be like a triumph when Jason Statham also gets accepted by the family.
So it could be, the opposite. So it could be that The Rock has really wants to be with the sister for whatever reason. I don't know how he knows her. And the partner like will not have it. No fucking way. You just don't, you have no roots. You have no people. You're just some single guy. I've never even met any of your family, something like that. And then for some reason he has to go back to Samoa, and that's where he realizes, oh my God, you come from a big loving family. Oh my God, you left them for good reasons. Oh my God, they're better now. They're not even criminals anymore. We can all be a family.
Yeah. You just made it instantly better.
Yep.
Instantly more understandable. There's a fucking car chase. They get Vanessa Kirby back.
Okay. Okay, stop here. Every time they show this room, whatever the fuck this is, it's supposed to be very cool. All I see is a bunch of men in a bathtub with their heads sticking out. That's the only thing that I don't understand what I'm looking at.
The headquarters of ETN. Presumably these are guys sitting behind computer terminals, but yeah, they're floating heads in a vat.
And they're all just watching CNN, Fox News, and fucking C-SPAN all the time. Why?
Because ETN controls the media. And he's like,
they do?
Yeah, Idris Elba says this. He's like, all right, get out to our media organizations, which we control, by the way, and tell them Hobbs and Shaw are the bad guys. And so we cut, all around the world. New breaking news out of London. These two guys are bad.
Look how much money they spent on this. We need a red one, a blue one, and a yellow one. And those are the newses. Yellow, blue, and red. Look at the screens.
All the news
are
colors.
So bad, right? White guy, Asian guy. That'll do it.
Why are they showing German news in like Piccadilly Circus anyway?
What?
Because this on the right, they're looking at the news screens in Piccadilly Circus, which is the Times Square of London.
Oh, okay.
And they're seeing like, oh no, we're wanted criminals now. But anyway,
Piccadilly Circus. Wow.
Hobbs or Brixton is talking to his boss, and he's like, who are these guys? Hobbs, I have history with Hobbs. Hobbs and Shaw are formidable. How about you try to turn them and win them over to our side? Like it's fucking Star Wars. Okay. Can they be turned?
Well, yeah, he's got a voice changer and everything. And why else kind of distort the person's voice and not show them if the reveal is not that, oh, it's someone you've already seen before and they're acting like a good guy, but they're a bad guy.
But if that were the plan,
it's the plan because Ryan Reynolds' character is a fucking sociopath in this. I know he's just doing regular Ryan Reynolds stuff, but he's unhinged and he's like disheveled and shit. That's because he's living two lives.
I guess he could play it manic. I was going to ask, how the hell does Ryan Reynolds play a big villain in a movie? He can't. But if he's so fucking manic that it's scary, maybe he could. I haven't seen him act in 15 years.
I'd say this is the least put together I've ever seen him in a role, except for like, Best Friends or something when he used to do things that were outside of his box. But like, he's like weirdly, he's got a, 5 hour, what the fuck? He's not, yes, he's got a 5 o'clock shadow. His clothes are all weird. He seems sweaty. He seems like overhyped. So yeah, they think they are setting him up to be, this isn't the Ryan Reynolds we know.
Hobbs and Shaw have to find the scientist who made the virus, and good news, they find him very, very easily.
I just remembered another thing that bothered the fuck out of me. There's like 4 different layers, not layers of cake. Like someone's fucking big cool place where they put all their big cool stuff. There are so many layer reveals in this movie. There's Shaw's. There's the Samoan brother one. There's the one in the Russian one, lady, and I think there's another one.
There's the nuclear facility where they have their lab.
Sprawling, and there's vehicles, lots of them. Every one of them's got just tons of vehicles and rows and compartments. And
it is way too fucking much.
And the weapon thing, the weapon reveal where they pull out the weapon wall. Where the only time it's funny is in Samoa when it's antique
Spears,
weapons.
yeah.
That's funny. If that's going to be a callback, fine. But you don't need to do it 3 times before that. It's. Dude, we've all seen John Wick. This isn't interesting anymore. Think of something else.
A layer has to.
I like Shaw's layer. I mean, and I like all of them. I just don't need 4 of them in one movie.
It's too many layers. One layer, too many.
And you're all so rich. You're so fucking rich. I don't have a lot of sympathy here. You guys are rolling in dough. I know I'm not supposed to have sympathy. They're just supposed to save the world, but I'm glad they have the funds for it, because with all these different fucking people who are saying that they bought him, they own him, they what, none of them are talking about their contracts and how much money they're going to get. All of them, they seem to be doing all of this work on faith. Who's paying them?
Oh, yeah. How do they
even find you to give you your paycheck? They send it to your fucking lair, Shaw?
The scientist is like, I can't take the virus out of you. You got 42 hours before that thing bursts and it's going to infect the world. They're like, oh no.
Okay, the movie is 6 months long, so I don't know how that happens, but
is there anything we can do? And he's like, well, there's 2 options. You can kill her,
burn her
and then
so
burn
hard.
her body so hard, because now he's doing some Ryan Reynolds riffing, this scientist guy. And they're like, well, that won't work. What's option 2? You need a device, but the device is it's in the super secret lair. You'll never get in there. And they're like, well, that's where we're going. Okay.
Also, make 2 next time, asshole.
So then The Rock FaceTimes his daughter and he's like, baby girl, listen, I think the world might be ending, okay? Just be careful. And she's like, you too, daddy. I love you.
Don't step any sinkholes. I try not to. I'll keep the pancakes warm.
So they go to Shaw's lair, which is full of luxury cars, and they're just like flirting with each other and talking about each other's dicks. And then Shaw gets in touch with his Russian mobster friend, and they have to go to Moscow. But Hattie, she's like, well, it's going to be hard to get you out of the country because you're the most wanted man in the world. And also, brother, you betrayed MI6. This is the first we've heard about that.
Now we know.
Oh, no. What could that mean? So they're going to have to put on disguises to get through the airport.
Oh God, I didn't even realize they both betrayed something. Even that is equal.
And both for noble reasons. But
noble, right.
Yeah.
And in a way that makes it hard to go back home.
Yeah, exactly.
This thing needed Kevin Hart. Fucking thank God. Now they're on a flight and they're going back and forth. And anytime anyone talks this loud on a flight, I'm thinking, are you the most annoying 2 people on a fucking flight ever? It doesn't make sense that no one's looking. Everyone's asleep. Everyone's always asleep conveniently on a fucking flight when you're not supposed to be caring what the 2 main people are doing. But luckily, Kevin Hart comes out and breaks the 4th wall and he's like, y'all are really fucking loud. Now I'm going to be loud. I'm welcome Kevin Hart being here. He has chemistry with everyone.
Well, he plays Air Marshal Dinkley, and he just pops in to do a little Kevin Hart cameo because it's like, hey, The Rock loves working with Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
And it's annoying to have a cameo, but he is the only person in the entire movie who knows how to deliver comedic lines.
Yes.
And so it just feels like a breath of fresh air to hear him successfully deliver funny lines.
And it's like, and he can't, it doesn't matter what, he can take anyone and make them the straight man because of how he responds to it. How, like, he doesn't mind getting like real pathetic and like he doesn't need direction to know how to do this. So like he's bouncing off of 2 fucking brick walls
who are so brick here that he's like, he then does the thing where he's like, I used to be in Delta Force with all of my Delta Force brothers. And they're like, why did you just drop your voice low? I didn't do that. No, stop doing that. Yeah, stop talking like that. Your voice is low now. No, it's not. Yes, it is. This goes on and on and on.
And he does the most with, I mean,
the whole point of this is that he's an air marshal, but he also has connections and can get them flights if they need it. So we might need it.
They end up needing it. But he even says in 1 or 2 different ways that like, no, I am what will complete this. And I'm like, please tell me he's there the rest of the time because you will. He will. This is what you need. You need a short guy. You need a normal guy. He's already a fucking expert. The most expert fucking air marshal you ever run into in your whole fucking life. That's already annoying. But at least he's not cool to them. At least he's very, very short. Like, if he would join, it would ground this.
Yeah, I mean,
in a way.
Think back to The Rundown. The Rundown worked because The Rock was playing like a stiff guy who's not a wisecracker, and then Sean William Scott, who is an annoying wisecracking sidekick, and that pairing works. Here it's like, no, they're all wisecracking. They can't do it though.
Except for that they don't let everyone into their club, right? Like what Hart's doing is funny. He's doing comedy, where the other 2 are cracking wise and busting balls. That's cool. The other thing's kind of lame.
Yeah.
So it's like they're acting like the Cool Boys Club, and whatever.
I don't want to be watching the Cool Boys Club.
Exactly. And you know what? When you were saying like it's all in the fact that they need to be equal when there's different ways to be equal. In stature, they are not. Statham and The Rock are just different. So why not lean into that thing where we show a situation where it all depends on Statham's ability to be stealth, to use his gadgets and arson, and then show when brute force is it, but also show when big giant people make things harder.
Yeah.
But then that would put Rock back into a situation where he's feeling weird about his body again. Mm-hmm. Because I'll bet he does wish he could blend in. That's why he leans so hard into the fact that he can't, because he doesn't have a fucking choice.
Right.
And then show me where gadgets don't work. Like, we can be even. Just show me something interesting and show me why you both know what you're doing. Even though it's different. You say it's different. Whatever. Sorry.
So all excellent points that could be solved at the script stage. I don't know if this is just the Dwayne Johnson politicked them out of ever doing anything like that.
Right.
So they arrive at their Russian friends. She's not a Russian mobster. She kidnaps Russian mobsters, and she has like a BDSM house where she has.
But this is a Russian mobster's house. She just took it.
No, but she's like hanging them all up and has them in bondage gear, and like all the people who work for her are like sexy ladies in bondage gear. And then she's this is Eliza Gonzalez.
She's hot as shit.
She's very good in Michael Bay's Ambulance. She plays Margarita. She's on the poster of this movie. She's in 2 scenes. Right. She gives Jason Statham a big, deep kiss, and then The Rock says, "Ew, I wish I didn't see that. Gross."
I'm kind of with him on that one. I didn't need it.
You hate kissing too. You're like The Rock. So their plan is to do the Mick Jagger. That involves somebody showboating while another person does the actual music. So we just have to let Hattie get kidnapped by Brixton, so they just turn her in. They turn Hattie in. And then Margarita supplies all of them with some tactical gear, all that Hobbs tactical gear that The Rock loves so much.
Except for that it's all for Shaw, and Hobbs doesn't fit in it right.
And so Hattie gets taken to a decommissioned nuclear facility that's also the Etienne research facility, the big layer that they keep talking about. And Hobbs and Shaw...
That's the other layer. Thank you.
Yeah. And Hobbs and Shaw are in a fighter jet over the facility, and they parachute in. This is where Hobbs needs to get his wind back. Jason Statham's like, on the count of 3, we're going to launch our parachutes. 1, 2... No, you asshole! Shaw.
Why am I laughing at it? Right? No, fuck you.
There's that parallel hallway sequence that's pretty okay.
I like it because at least they're playing off of each other. They're not equals.
Right.
Then one of them's trying to impress the other one.
And they make it through only to come into a chamber with a billion bad guys pointing guns at them. So now they are tied up, hooked up to electrical torture devices.
It's just so stupid because you get 5 shocks and then you're dead. And we've already seen in shock 1 and 2 and 3, I'm not sure how many happen, that Idris Elba is going to cut you off while you're talking to give you one of those shocks. But then all of a sudden they have all this fucking room to do a Mick Jagger where they're talking, and they never pushes the little like this doesn't. I just don't need it to be this impossible to get away.
They're locked up. They're facing each other. And then Brixton is like, starts saying like, you and me, Deckard, we were brothers in MI6, but then you betrayed me or something. You shot me, you bastard. And
because
then
he betrayed MI6.
Yeah.
Idris.
And then he starts telling them his villainous plan. I'm going to rebuild the world. We get rid of the weak. Humanity's on a death drive. I mean, look at you two. The fate of the world's in your hands and you can't stop bickering. But that's not true. They've been working together pretty well.
Yeah. Bickering just their kink.
That's just what they do while they go. But it's not like it is ever. That's the other thing. Shouldn't there be an instance where them fighting actually hurts them?
Right. No, because that's I'm short circuiting.
Yep.
No. It's just that this is the fucking Fast and the Furious problem. They get so many guys that they end up with 2 guys that have the same fucking thing. And then those 2 guys end up in a movie together for some fucking reason. And then they don't know what to do with their thing.
It'd be like if the next spinoff was Ludacris's hacker character and Natalie Emmanuel's also hacker character.
Right. And then also this sister. Yes. Like, what do? I don't know. What do you do? What are you fucking low-lying fruit. I am running out of words and
maybe your brain needs a little implant. Maybe all of humanity needs a brain implant.
Big tit.
Why don't you join Etienne? And The Rock's like, you know what? I think maybe we should. And Hobbs is like, what? Or Shaw is like, no, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, I think he made a lot of sense. And I'm sick of you disagreeing with me. You're a diva. In fact, if we were in a band, you know who you'd be? You'd be Mick Jagger. And he's like, huh?
Oh, I get it like my plan. Shh. I got it.
So then they fucking start monologuing about like, we're not going to join. We're going to kick all your guys' asses. I'm going to kick that guy's ass and that guy's. That's not your guy. That's my guy.
They're mouthing off, right? Like they're not like, the smart thing to do would be like, oh yeah, man, if we had the implant, if we were on your side, oh, we'd be swinging our dicks around and it like you showboat like that, like you're on their side. But no, instead you're telling them the plan of how you're going to ruin all of this. At no point, Idris Elba's character doesn't want to push the little button. Thing. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because it's like the movie's presenting like it's just too good. You gotta let them go. Right. You gotta listen to what they have to say. Even the bad guys gotta hear it.
Let's let them cook.
And then Hattie shows up with the gun, but it doesn't work because these guns, we haven't said this, these guns are like biometrically assigned to a person. But then the scientist comes out with a blowtorch and causes havoc. They escape.
Science, bitch.
You know, another problem, so it begins a huge fucking fight and car sequence. And I think a big problem with this movie, David Leitch mainly makes R-rated violent movies. This is a PG-13. There's no blood, so nothing has any impact. Mm-hmm. And this is the absolute worst looking stretch of the movie where they're outside in a car chase by the nuclear silos. It is all green screen.
Yeah.
And it sucks. But they make it out of there. And they're like, our 3 heroes get together and they're like, oh, we didn't get the device, or no, we got the device, but it's broken. We'll need the world's best mechanic to fix this. But who? And at the same time, we're going to need somewhere to hide and lay low because the whole world wants to fucking get us right now. What are we going to do? And The Rock's like, I know a place. And then just cut Samoa.
How do you say it though?
Samoa.
That's
how they say it, I think. First, they're like, what place are you talking about, Hobbs? And he's like, the last place on earth I want to go. Home. I'm coming home to Samoa. But this was filmed in Kauai, although maybe there's some second unit shots of actual Samoa. But yeah, they get on the phone with Kevin Hart and they're like, hey, Dinkley, thanks for getting us that charter flight to Samoa. And he's like, yeah, no problem. I'm glad I did that. Okay, then. All right, there. So they go to the Rock's family's house, to the house of the Hobbs, and Hobbs is very nervous to knock on the door and reunite with his family because he knows what's going to happen when his brother sees him. And his brother's like, you got a lot of nerve coming here after 25 years. You know what comes next? And Hobbs says yes, and then his brother punches him in the face. And he falls down. And he's like, you're not welcome here, police. So the hints of like, hey, it'd be kind of interesting. You betrayed us by joining up with the law. Like you work for the fucking American empire that has oppressed us.
Right.
Samoan history is entirely a history of imperialism and oppression
there you
and
go.
colonialism.
Rationalize that. Let's dig in.
Dig into that sort of it. No, not in this movie. No, fuck no.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have done it. Yeah, no balls.
So we see, the Hobbs' extended family, lots of brothers and cousins. One is played by Roman Reigns, The Rock's actual cousin. He doesn't have a single word of dialogue in the movie, but he's always on camera.
He pounds like a son of a bitch. God damn it, there are a lot of fist bumps in this fucking montage.
Bumps. So many fucking fist bumps.
So, and like it's like the way that our kid reflexively says I love you every time we leave a room, which is adorable. But like I can't leave my car and then get back into my car without 2 I loved yous. Again, adorable, but it's like this, it's almost a tick. And these guys don't walk away from their workstation without, okay, I'm gonna be right back, and then pound it, I'm back, pound it, okay, and then I farted, did you pound it? All right. They take COVID very seriously. No, you know what? They're ready for COVID.
Yeah, that's the thing you're supposed to do. Yeah. So the Jonah is played by Cliff Curtis, the Maori actor.
I like him.
And he is lecturing him and yelling at him. And The Rock's like, hey, don't blow. And then eventually their mom throws a shoe at them. And
it's always funny.
Yeah, it is funny. And she gives a speech like, you're going to help him, Jonah. He's in trouble. You got to help him fix his machine. Okay. All right, good. We're all good. So, hey, I'm being chased by international terrorists. I've led them directly to your house. Sorry about that, but you'll help me, right? You'll all go to war for this.
Okay, but literally everyone's going to die, except for maybe people in Samoa would have been fine. Honestly, it's an island, So it's like, I was thinking, they're all going to die. I mean, I guess that's going to rally anyone. And if it's going to get to you eventually, then it just occurred to me, wait, maybe they would have been okay.
They'd have gotten it. I mean, people go to Samoa, So they brought the virus eventually. Fine. But you know what? Yes, maybe it's like, hey, maybe that's the world outside there. That's So there's a big fucking montage where everybody's preparing for war while the bad guys arrive.
You know what though? I like that they're telling us what they're doing. I appreciate that because then at least the action makes sense when the fucking fireworks start going off as they're driving down a road. They're telling me, look, it's good. It even helped me right away that you knew it was going to be dawn in a minute. I'm like, what? The day changed.
It's like very basic nuts and bolts of how to do this, of like set up what you're going to do, show us the geography, the space that you're going to be working in. That's all very, very helpful.
And then do it.
Suddenly I can follow things. Suddenly I know the stakes and the timelines of things.
Yes. This is why a heist movie is so good. This is probably why I love them so much. I don't not like action. I like action, understand. And a heist always has that moment where like, okay, here's the plan. And then they say the whole thing. And then I'm all like, they're doing the thing.
And a well-directed action sequence is supposed to set up the geography within the sequence itself. It's not something you necessarily notice while you're watching it, but you just feel it more strongly.
Right.
Versus a bad action sequence where you just kind of tune out.
Do you see that sorry, we're looking at an image of the ancient tools pull-out weapons wall. Do you see the other weapons that are drawn onto the...
Yeah.
Like there's like outlines of the weapons that were.
Yeah, because those are like, this is where we keep the Glock 19. Yeah, that's what they used to have on there.
Well, it's just funny that they repurposed the wall. Just burn that and then keep the antiques wherever the fuck they were.
Hobbs finally explains his whole thing with his family to Vanessa Kirby. My dad was a criminal. He stole everything, guns, drugs. Then he abandoned the family, but he came back when he found out his sons were old enough to maybe help him join his crew, but I didn't want my brothers getting killed, so I turned them in, and then I left Samoa, and I never came back. And my family thinks I betrayed them. Even though after being reunited for 2 minutes, they now are fully on your side and love you and will do anything for you.
Well, because it turns out what they actually were upset about is that he left. right? Like that's what the guy keeps saying. You left us, you left us, you left us, and you didn't come back. And you're a fucking international fucking espionage person, so how the fuck could we even find you if we wanted to?
Okay,
Also,
but now you're back and we forgive you instantly.
right, because what they wanted was him. Like I'm just saying, I think to The Rock's character, it was about the betrayal, but what it actually was upsetting the family was that he was gone. They felt abandoned by him. They lost the dad and then they lost him. And it's like, well, we could have at least kept one of you. The mail works. The mail goes to Samoa. Couldn't you have written a letter?
Then
Explain this?
There needs to be something. There just needs to be something to set that up or to make us feel that.
Right.
And there's just the most awkward cut where he and The Rock and Vanessa Kirby are walking and he kind of has like a smile on his face. Like, oh, we're just bantering here. And then cut instantly close up. And he has just a look of dread on his face as he starts talking about what his dad did to the family.
Oh,
it's so, and there's so many like awkward insert shots because this movie really seems like it was just tons of reshoots and weird things like where on Samoa The Rock is standing on his family's porch, but clearly it's The Rock standing in front of a green screen.
Oh.
We need to do that again, even though we actually filmed on an island. This is now Dwayne Johnson 9 months later filming in front of a green screen. Hey, mama, I'm home. Anyway. The family got rid of all their like tactical weapons. They're just going to use ancient spears and stuff. But the good news is the bad guys are using guns that can be hacked and turned off. So it'll just be old school fucking fists and spears and stuff.
which is an interesting idea. And I'd forgive this convenient plot device if it weren't for all the other stupid shit that were happening. I would be like, oh, neat.
No, it is. It is. This is the part of the movie where, and I'm getting mad that things are working. They're not great, but at least this is like a normal movie now with ideas about like, they're the technological future. Well, we've been here for 10,000 years and we'll stand another 10,000 years.
Right. We're the Rock. You're the Statham.
Yeah.
I mean, in a way.
Hattie manages to hack this satellite, but they can only stop the gun for 6 minutes. So we got that 6-minute timer.
Elizabeth Roth.
I wanted to see how you'd react. Even
this
kiss grosses you out.
No, it's so he's so relaxed. If he were making a crazy face,
you think he's relaxed here?
I mean, the veins are bulging out the side of his head, but like his face. Okay, what I don't like about one of the things I don't like about Rock kisses are the approach. He can be in it and he can be pulling away from it, but him going in is so fucking cringy. That's why I think it's pretty key that she goes in.
Yeah.
She gives him a quick peck.
And it is a quick peck.
It is so fast.
She's like standing out by the sunset and he's like, hey, babe, what you doing? She's like, just taking in the sunset. Might be my last. And he's like, oh, yeah, well, it's a beautiful island. Okay. And then I spend my whole life running away. My own daughter doesn't know her family. And she's like, yeah, well, you can fix that. If we save the world, you come back and you bring that daughter. Let's make a promise. We'll fix everything. And she's like, okay. And she seals it. She seals it with the briefest kiss ever, just to seal the pack. And he's like, you want to seal it again? She says, no.
It was wet. It was so dry and bouncy the first time. Boing!
It was like It was like kissing talcum powder.
I mean, it's like repellent. Like his lips are just go. You can't get me. Boing.
So Jonah's machine works, but it's going to take 30 minutes to suck all the poison out of her, and the bad guys have arrived. They all prepare to go to war. The Rock tells his brother, I'm sorry, and I had my reasons. Even here, he can't admit, Hobbs' character can't admit he was wrong. He's like, I'm sorry that you think I did something wrong. I may have had my reasons, but I understand now how you could have felt the way that you felt. I see now how you could have felt that way, and I'm sorry. I love you. I love you too. Okay, good. Good. That's all settled. I do like that they inject a lot of actual Samoan words into their speech.
I do too.
They don't explain. I mean, it's easy to understand a lot of it. Obviously, Uso means brother, but they'll say words and just it's okay if you don't understand every word.
Context.
Yes. The bad guys arrive. The Rock and their family come out and do a pretty cool war chant.
Yep.
Then the bad guys realize their guns are offline. It's pretty cool. Like, oh, fuck.
I like this whole part. I like that the trucks are in a circle, shining light into the fighting circle. I like that Statham's role is to then set that ring on fire in a very practical, interesting way.
Yeah.
Make the world small and fight here, right? Like if you give me an entire nuclear power plant, these guys are going to get away. They're going to have all kinds of different ways of getting one over on me. But now I bring you to my turf. I give you a circle. I'm not even giving you the island. I'm giving you the circle at first.
Right.
It's just the smaller it is, the more interesting it is. And it's just tactically smart.
And Roman Reigns is actually very good with how physical he is. He does some of his wrestling moves. He does the spear and then the big scream that he does when he wrestles. And Idris Elba manages to grab Vanessa Kirby, put her on the helicopter. Thus begins the one really good sequence in the movie, the car chase, where Hobbs and Shaw team up. We got to work together. Okay, let's work together.
Have we not been?
So Shaw is driving a tow truck. Hobbs is on the back of the tow truck, throws the tow cable onto the helicopter. Now, Fast and Furious 6 ends with the whole crew on a runway chasing a giant plane to keep it from taking off. So this is just an iteration of that idea. It's okay that you're doing a similar thing. It's all in the execution. It's just, it's a lot of fun. Hey, let's stop that helicopter from flying away. Let's pull it down. Cool. That's cool. But the tow truck isn't powerful enough by itself, so Hobbs' brothers all join in one by one and reinforce his truck as they're all dangerously close to falling off a cliff. But then they
sometimes soaring above it, right? I think it's interesting.
That's cool.
That's
this movie's actually good.
No.
And so then they all crash down to the bottom of a cliff because a squall comes in. And they have their final confrontation with Idris Elba. And we get some really annoying Zack Snyder, like 300 slow motion fucking fighting. And then Hobbs and Shaw realize if we double team, then he can't anticipate. You take a punch and then I'll punch him because his machine won't figure out. Yeah, work together.
But we have to be equal. You take one, I take one. You take one, I take one. Don't worry. Don't worry. The movie knows. The movie knows.
And they affirmatively have to say, like, we'll work together. Let us now affirm our bonds of affection with the bumping of fists.
And seal it with a kiss. That'd have been something.
And wasn't that a pin in that? So they start knocking him out with a hammer, and it turns him offline. And the three heroes stand in formation over their vanquished foe. And for some reason, Shaw's like, I'm not going to kill you again. You already made me kill you once. And he throws his gun down. And The Rock's like, brother, you may believe in machines, but we believe in people. And then we're cutting away. We're seeing the rest of the island of Samoa has come to the aid of the Hobbs family to fight off the rest of the Etienne guys who all lay down their arms. And then we hear Brixton's boss, Ryan Reynolds, is like, shut Brixton down. And then Brixton sees in his eye thing, he sees a countdown to his death. And he's like, so that's how it's going to be, eh? Oh, hell of a ride, though. And then he falls over to his death. And then the director starts talking to them. And he's like, you three outperformed your analytics. You don't remember me, do you, Hobbs? You will.
See? That's Ryan Reynolds.
It's going to be a hell of a reunion. You're on our radar now. And you're on ours, you some bitch.
Is he? Do you know how to find him?
Yeah, the guy, the voice
guy?
voice from The Thing.
Who's using a fucking, is this fucking ghost face also on your radar? You don't know who that is either. Voice thing.
So they fucking, okay. So Vanessa Kirby, then they start an annoying debate of like, thanks for being my sidekick. So your sidekick? Oh, how dare you? You're my sidekick. And then Vanessa Kirby grabs both of them and she's like, boys. And I assume like she's going to make them fucking kiss each other or something.
So I think she's just standing in for the audience at that point. Like, shut up. You guys shut up.
Shouldn't there be one nice suggestion that they kiss? Or shouldn't they just kiss? Just kiss each other.
I think so.
But no, and she's like, boys, let's go home. And then the credits start rolling. And I was thinking, holy shit, thank you, movie. You just ended. No, you didn't. It's a fake ending. We got to see The Rock bringing...
reunions. They're equally important. So we're going to put them both in the credits.
Mm-hmm. And we got to check in with Ryan Reynolds again. He's like, Hobbs, bad news. The snowflake virus got out. It's really bad. And also, Lannister always pays his debts. Tyrion Lannister really killed his father. That's fucked up if you think about it. Yeah, just say Game of Thrones stuff. It's very funny. That's it.
Except for when The Rock delivers it, when she says, what does he say to his daughter? You're a fool.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
You know nothing, Jon Snow. You know nothing, Jon Snow. It's just the easiest thing ever to fucking imitate. What are you doing?
Oh, wait, there's one more post-credits thing where Shaw's drinking at his pub. Hobbs calls him. He's like, hello, best friend. Oh, hello, brother. what's that I hear outside of your brew pub? It's cops. And they're like, come out of there with your hands up, Hugh Janus. And he's like, oh, Hobbs, how could you? And then he goes out and he's like, I'm going to kill all you cops. And that's the end. That's the end of the movie.
Fun. That's like with that weird trend of like super gamers getting their other gamers broke, like as they're streaming and doing their gaming. It's called swatting them. You report some sort of horrible like federal crime and you watch as a SWAT team comes and takes them down while they're Twitch streaming.
Fun.
Like neat trick. Like these are nerds who don't know how to defend themselves. What if one of them is black? You're gonna get someone. That's a real thing. It's called swatting.
Note to self.
Neat.
Note to self. Cancel the swatting on Laci for our Black Adam episode.
Yeah, don't do that.
I hate this movie. 1.5 stars.
2 stars.
Piece of shit. It makes
Samoa's the only reason it gets 2 stars. And each of the people besides The Rock have something. Although Idris Elba's like on my last nerve as well. Like he can't fix a thing. He can be a cool addition to a thing, but he's been riding high on the wire wave for me for a long time. Because he can't come into a movie and fix it. He just can't. But he's still really good to look at. And compelling. I believe he's bad. But he wasn't enough to like give these guys
it's not his fault.
It's not his fault. I'm saying there's people like Kevin Hart and to a lesser extent the female lead in this movie that do make them more palatable. And maybe as a bad guy you can't do it, but even if Ryan Reynolds had been in the scenes, at least he'd been there pointing out the weird tension and the dumb like fucking sophomore back and forth between these two. You need someone to think it's weird or it doesn't stop.
But Ryan Reynolds' whole thing is like, because Ryan Reynolds is the Rorschach test where every like political affiliation looks at him and says he's on our side. Because then if you watch the Deadpool movies, he'll be like, oh, you're a hot man. I want to suck your dick. Just kidding. No, I don't. Or am I kidding? No, I don't really. And that way everyone can watch and be like, yeah, he's on. He gets it. So he couldn't.
He couldn't. I don't know. They don't put him in a room with both of them. Maybe he could. But that's because they're saving it for the movie that'll never be. Number 2.
The things that work about the movie are undermined by everything that doesn't. If you actually invested in Hobbs, a character, and his relationship with his family, put any weight behind that, it'd have meant something. Yeah. Statham comes across better, but he is also not really a character. Don't know how much he has in common with the 2 movies from the series he's been in before. I don't know. Right. I hate this movie. I think it's worse than Tooth Fairy. It's it's because it could have been. It could have been. And it has resources. It has fucking $200 million. Why should it be this shitty looking?
Yeah.
2.5 stars.
Wait, no, you mean 1.5.
Sorry, 1.5 stars. Thank you. Thank God. All right, next week we conclude.
Is this going to be
the Summer of Rock,
the worst or the best or what is it?
This is Black Adam, the movie that maybe killed The Rock's career. And ended the DC universe.
Okay.
And
took one for the team. It
is not a good movie. It's definitely, I think it's better than Hobbs and Shaw, but hey, who knows? It might be even worse.
Did you see it in theaters?
No, I saw it in the house.
Well, yeah, that's the other option. Shot it in the car.
The other thing.
Right.
So episode 170 of Load Bearing Beams, the conclusion of Summer of Rock. We'll rank the Rock movies. We'll give our final thoughts on The Rock, on Dwayne Johnson.
It's funny. I really did like, it's not because the movies, I mean, I guess it might be the order that we saw them in, but I was really had low expectations for him. And then every movie we saw, I'm like, I like this guy.
Yeah.
This is working. This movie specifically is the one that we are reviewing right now today is probably the one that just, I mean, if you can take the charisma of Jason Statham, you're a fucking monster.
But we have really enjoyed digging into a person, and we felt this way last year with Summer of Spielberg.
Yes, that is enjoyable.
We also found weird parallels between the two men that I want to get into next week.
Okay. And I really enjoy that for all his flaws, he's a good person. He's not a bad person. He has some some bad people he might still be protecting in real life. But I'm just saying nothing was revealed that makes me not like him in a way that I didn't change my feelings on him except for to maybe respect him a little more and feel a little bit closer to him.
Yeah, you definitely feel closer to him.
He feels like one of my guys, the way Steven Spielberg does now too.
But I think before Baywatch, I was starting to feel really bad for the theme song I wrote, where I'm like, "You're the worst person ever, and your name is The Rock." But then Baywatch and this movie reminded me, because this is who he is now. Is I'm not going to do anything interesting ever. So,
but that's for interesting reasons.
Well, yeah.
So I think you can't think he's bad person for
But I
it.
never think about it like that.
You think he's a bad actor. You think he's a boring actor and that he takes up space and that if he's in a movie it's a negative. Although what's that one coming out now that looks interesting?
Yeah, he's in a Safdie brothers movie or not both Safdie brothers, just one Safdie. I don't remember if it's
maybe he's having maybe his kids are grown up and he realizes he wasn't a very good dad, so all these like fucking airs he's been putting on are making him like rediscover himself. Maybe he'll actually dig into the hard stuff. Or maybe he's kind of slowing down a little bit because your body does. He feels invincible. Like he can keep this up forever. You eventually need to reckon with the fact that you are mortal.
But he is playing a fighter. I don't remember if it's MMA or boxing, but it is like it. Obviously, if your movie star career is not going well, then you try the other thing. I'll try to be a serious actor, and that's what we have said multiple times. You need to find a serious director who you have to listen to,
and a therapist, and do both because this is why he keeps avoiding these better. Good roles and these people who want to slow him down. A good director will slow him down and will demand his attention and time and will extend the fucking shoot time if they need to.
I know, like Tom Cruise
has to be accessible.
Tom Cruise, at the height of his movie star powers, gave over 2 years of his life to Stanley Kubrick.
Right. Yes.
Moved him to London away from everyone, including Scientology. Imagine The Rock having to do that. Hey, you're going to have to go live in London. You're not allowed to work on anything else, and a monster is going to be directing you.
Jesus Christ.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
Come back, Stanley Kubrick, please. If the other thing he should do, if he doesn't want to do serious roles, then you need to make your Beekeeper. You need to make a small action movie. That's what you need to do.
Or just finally do your final pivot and get on to the late night or whatever it is your last boss is going to be, because the acting ain't it.
Jesus. Okay.
I mean, I'll see. I'll watch the thing you put out in a minute.
We have a Patreon, Load Bearing Beams Collector's Edition. Subscribe for $5 a month to get 2 bonus episodes. Load Bearing Beams Collector's Edition, patreon.com/loadbearingbeams. Check us out on Letterboxd. I'm at MattStokes9. Lacey's at Loadbearing Laci. My band has music called The Joy of Averages is the name of the album. The band is called Rural Route 9.
That's what the music is called. It's its own genre.
Links in the description. Thanks, everybody.
Hey, I smell you. Bye.
I got sucked into Jumanji. I had fun with Hobbs and Shaw. I was the Scorpion King and the Tooth Fairy, and in the all-time classic Walking Tall. Well, you all love Black Adam. Never forget your Jungle Cruise. I was the and the Fast series, and in the fucking what the hell? I was the. I was in Hercules and the Fast series. I'm pretty sure I was in G.I. Joe 2. Me and my best friend, Ryan Reynolds, we helped Moana with her boat. I was the Hasselhoff in Baywatch, but I didn't really get the joke. Turns out I'm a jabroni and my career is in freefall. Nothing I do is working. Wonder where all went wrong. The Rock is in a hard place. Temporary low berry bangs.